Okay, we're on YouTube,
live?
but Twitter is giving me crap. Premium account on Twitter is required to create live broadcasts.
Oh.
On their platform. So, kiss my black ass. I didn't mean to say that live.
You did. You so did.
All right. So,
oh shit, man.
Lord, I apologize. We're gonna. So we are now live. Hopefully, you guys can find us on YouTube because we.
What about Facebook? We're on live on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. We are on Facebook and we are on both YouTube channels. So hopefully you guys can find us. I don't see anybody on yet, but hopefully that'll change soon. Yeah. What have we got? This is our theatrical release show.
Our summer blockbuster show.
Yep. Episode 76. What movies are we looking at?
Man, we got Despicable Me. We got A Quiet Place Day 1. We got MaXXXine. We got the Bikeriders. We got oh shit.
Longlegs.
What?
Longlegs.
Longlegs. And what's the other one?
Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon. There you go. So there's a lot in there to remember. But we got 6 movies, guys.
We got 6 movies, and we have 2 very special guests that are going to join us, and 1 surprise guest. Mm-hmm. So he's Rich. I'm Dave. Faces for Radio podcast starts right now. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us as the Faces for Radio podcast presents By the Numbers, where we give you our thoughts on movies that are in theater, streaming, or video. In this case, all theatrical releases. I am your host, David Lowe, and my co-host is
Rich. How you doing, brother Dave?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. I'm excited. This is going to be a good show. I'm jazzed about this. I'm a little pissed off that Twitter wants me to go premium so I can go live. Mm-hmm. But I guess we just won't go on Twitter. So, because I'm not going premium on Twitter. But before we get rolling, let's bring out our special guests because we got an awesome panel tonight. I gotta say, if I didn't do it on purpose, then it would be a great and happy accident. But first, let me bring out our returning champion, who actually didn't win any money because he lost money on Sasquatch Sunset. It's Nate.
He did.
Wow.
From Netflix Reviews and Geeks and Flicks. Nate, brother, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. I'm happy that you're both here tonight, so I don't have to do Rich's job for him. I'm glad Rich was able to make it. But all jokes aside, I'm very happy to be here and ready to talk some movies with you guys.
We really appreciate you taking the time out of your night to spend it with us knuckleheads. So thank you.
It's kind of late for me. I'm the East Coast guy here, but that's okay because I'm not tired and I don't work tomorrow. So let's go.
Let's go. Speaking of which, let's go. We've got another special guest. Let me bring him out here.
We do.
He has the largest arms in the collecting community. The 24-inch pythons, the Huck man. Huck is in the house. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
He's muted.
He's muted.
Oh, let's go, brother. I'll do it all over again. That's right. These pythons are ready to deliver. Come on, let's go, West Side. So early here. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I can't believe we piled on so many in-theater movies.
Oh, man, we did.
Often just thinking about it.
It's crazy.
Oh, I'm very excited, man. Yeah, I'm with Nate, man. We have to like carry your sorry ass if you weren't here, but that's all right.
I know. Man.
It's
I
good.
I know. They're both like, "Oh, come on!"
You gotta work overtime.
I don't know what Rich does, and I'm like, "You're not missing much." Because see, Rich just jumped off and back on. No, so yeah, it's not that big. No, I was like, Rich doesn't have much of a job. It's fine. You just
right.
He's just eye candy. Just sit there and look pretty and do color commentary and no problem.
Just say stupid shit that gets quoted all the time.
Yeah.
Some clip that guy.
Yeah. We definitely got a few of those. And speaking of great guys, our very surprise guest also returning to the show, been on By the Numbers before. Please give a warm welcome to Mega Mike the Movie Man.
What?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Huck
You
just
dog.
can't get rid of me, you know? It's just
You
like
dog.
I follow him everywhere.
He said, "Can I be on the show, Dave? Because I'm following Huck everywhere."
Yep, exactly. I heard it was a party tonight. Then David started talking about kissing some butts. Then we got pythons going on. I'm like, I can't miss this. It's gonna be a wild night. I got to keep these guys in line, and we got to get business taken care of.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mike.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
Good. Welcome back. It's great to have you back. You're our reigning surprise guest because you've done this twice now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's the way it happens because you're close by. So when we run into each other, it's like, hey, you want to be on the show?
I know you just be popping out in my videos at Walmart. I'm like, oh, hey, David, what's up?
Yeah. So
I
I'm not
saw that.
I'm not photobombing you, honest, to get some
I was
views
just
on your
going
channel, but yeah, I am. But it was good. God, it's great to have you guys on the show. And watching all 6 of these movies, except for Nate, we didn't get all 6 of them in. But
Shane.
I did. Wait. Let's clarify.
he got 6 movies in.
My other one got canceled.
The other one got canceled because I couldn't watch that.
So we're doing
So let's
7.
blame David. on
So Exorcism was going to be the other movie,
Yeah.
but
gosh.
it wasn't playing anywhere in our area, right, Mike? I couldn't find it
Thank
anywhere.
goodness. I'm glad
Yeah.
it was.
And judging by Nate's score on it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch that because
Yeah, it was
I probably would have liked it a little better because I'm a sucker for that stuff, but I still would have went, oh man, I wish I
I said, if I sat through this for you guys, I'm sending you my score no matter what, even if we're not good.
Yeah, no, we're going to do Exorcism at some point. So when we do, I am going to put your score on
Accurate.
board.
Oh, okay. Well,
So that's going to be good. Let's go into the chat. We've got 7 live with us right now. Let's go to our chat, see who's on there. First of all, there's Prince. What is up, Prince? He wants a cookie, and you get the cookie. There you go. Cookies.
Dang, that's a nice looking cookie.
I'm telling you, bro. Nothing like chocolate chip, man. That's the best.
I don't know. Sugar cookies with homemade frosting.
Yeah.
All right, look, let's put up a vote because I
John.
get enough people taking a dump on this. Anybody else like a good oatmeal cookie?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisin, man. I
You know
love
what you gotta
oatmeal
try?
raisin.
Thank
Oatmeal
you.
Chocolate chip. Try that. It will
that's
change
good
the
too,
world.
bro.
It's
But
so
you know the
good.
reason I say oatmeal is every time I go into a place and they got oatmeal, everyone's eating the chocolate chip. And like, tooey on the oatmeal. I'm like, hey, more for Huckster.
More for us. Oh man, but there's this cookie place that it's not close by, but when I go to the beach, there's this cookie place called the Brown Butter Cookie Company.
Oh,
And they have a cookie that it's only during the holiday season, but it's ginger molasses. And it is the best cookie I've ever had.
Sounds intense.
probably
I
good that
love
it's only seasonal.
It's
so you're not
only
like-
seasonal. So yeah, so I try to go there Thanksgiving, Christmas time to try to get
It's
like
the
a couple
McRib of
six-packs
cookies.
of it.
The
Yeah, it's the McRib of cookies.
That's just nasty.
Speaking of McRibs, my partner for Spirits with Spirits, John, is in the house. What's up, John? Prince is screaming Longlegs. Huckster, I'm so sorry you didn't like Longlegs.
What do you mean? Osh, we'll go over it. I love it.
We're going to talk.
What's
What's up, Tiana? Good to see you.
Tiana.
Nate, glad to see you back. Great catching your live days ago. Nice. Love it.
And I hope
It's okay. I still love you, Rich. Yeah.
Mike
and
and
Dad.
Dad.
Great panel. Yep. What's up, Corey? Speaking of great panelists, Corey's been on the show a few times. Would love to get him back on. Corey is
blast with Corey over the weekends.
Jay is in the house. The other person for the Iowa meetup you guys had.
Yeah, it was fun. It was awesome meeting Corey, Jay, Bob, Mel.
Van
Jay.
Gool is in the house. What is up, my brother? I've just gotten to know him. Great guy.
Awesome.
So he's kind of new to our show, which is awesome.
Well, thanks
All
for
right.
being here, man.
I really appreciate you guys showing up. And even though we had a little snafu on YouTube where it didn't like it when I went live, so I had to kind of delete it and start up another one. So I'm glad you guys made it on there. We got 10 live right now, 1 on Turner Fans channel, and the rest are over here on the Faces for Radio channel. So if you are on Turner Fan 77's channel, definitely throw him a like. We want likes on all of them, and like and subscribe. Also, the descriptions to all these guys right now, except for Mike, because Mike was surprised. So the descriptions to Huck's and Nate's channels are in the description. Definitely give them a follow if you haven't already. Mike's will be on as soon as we're done with the show. I will put Mike's information on there too. So when you catch it on the replay, you can go and follow him as well. So I think I said all I needed to say. And there's balloons. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Nate called me a traitor.
He did.
You are. And I just, I'm looking at the spelling and I'm like, what did you trade? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't call him that kind of traitor.
Because
I call him a different kind of
traitor.
Traitor. That one, the traitor.
That's the one. I call him a
like
Benedict
you're a Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, and I think that went to Rich too.
Yeah, Rich too. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich too.
I'll admit I'm a traitor.
Everybody's
he's got no shame.
You guys got some good
no
pickups.
He has no shame. I don't care.
Did some trade-ins, right? Did you trade in movies, Rich?
No, I didn't trade any movies.
You only spent money. You didn't trade.
I only spent money. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
I know
that.
the feeling.
I respect it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So we took these 6 movies that are in theaters, and we watched them, we reviewed them, we scored them, and I took the average score out of all of us, which made for some interesting scoring. I'll tell you this. It was crazy. So I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to start with Huck, because this is the first time on By the Numbers. I'm going to start with Huck. Which movie do you think got the lowest average score? Because we're ranking them 6 to 1. So which do you think got the lowest average score out of the 6 movies?
Well, let's see. I'm not going to go off what I feel, but maybe because there was such like eye rolling to add this one movie to the list, I'm thinking, though I wouldn't put it there, Despicable Me. I know, like I said, Mike, that's not where I'd put it. I just feel like maybe like everyone's like sucked it up. There goes
He's
Mike.
like, fuck it, I'm out. He's like, fuck it, I left.
Okay, now that Mike's gone, that thing was a pile, right? No.
How to get my emotional
bring him
support
in.
for the
Oh,
stream.
my son would love those.
It's emotional support minions.
I don't know though, but you know what though? Hold on. I mean, it's so chock full of stars. That's got a 10 across the board from everybody because everybody in it's a 2, so you get 10. Visuals and all that.
Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? I was frozen for a little bit.
Oh, no wonder.
So nobody noticed. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
no.
you look
I
like you
thought
were
you were just letting Huck talk. That's all.
You look like you were intently listening to me. Like,
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I was like,
I was like,
But
wow,
really,
really,
it was
saying cool stuff. I mean, I don't know. Let's just go with let's go with MaXXXine. Maybe MaXXXine let some people down. We'll do MaXXXine.
But
I
she's
think
in the star, Huck. Come on.
so. Are you backing off of your Despicable Me thing and you're going with MaXXXine as your lowest? What you think is the lowest?
oh, what you fools done?
Is that your final answer, Huck?
No, sorry, Mike. I'll stick with it. I'll stick with Despicable Me. Sorry,
Okay.
that's how it is.
More
I
like
think-
Despicable Huck now.
Despicable
Well,
Huck.
well, you wait and see.
I'm
Hold
changing
on.
your name.
All right, here it goes.
Despicable Huck. Longlegs Nate.
No, I didn't pick Longlegs. Oh,
No.
Oh, that's my name.
That's
Oh,
your long legs,
Okay,
Nate.
I like it because I'm the shortest. So I'll
Bike
take
Rider, Mega Mike.
Oh gosh.
You mean
that. Biker Mike.
You mean Mike Rider?
You mean
Mike-
Mega Bike?
Mike Rider.
Easy, man.
It's Mike
That's good.
Rider.
That's
I
good.
like that. Fly me to the rich. Or rich me to the moon. I don't know.
Despicable Dave.
Despicable Dave.
Yeah.
There we go.
That'd be
There you
that'd be
go.
fun.
There you go, Mike. It's Huck
Right.
scene.
Huck scene. Pardon my bad spell. There
It's
you
all
go.
right, Jay.
Next-
I'm gonna check-
It's okay. It's okay. We only make fun of you because we like you. And speaking of which, I didn't realize how short you really were, Jay. After
Yeah, I
until
know.
saw that
Nate
picture,
wasn't like-
that group picture, I was like, "Damn, Jay is short." I can't wait to meet up with Jay because I'm gonna look like a giant.
No, there was one photo where I was messing with him and KB was standing behind him. I was like, it looks like your dad is standing behind you. With his hands on his shoulders. I was like, I'm not much taller than Jay. All jokes aside, I'm like 2 inches taller than him. But
Jay
Jay's my
was
guy.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
he's so
love
nice.
Jay. Oh man, if I was closer, I would love to hang out with Jay on a constant basis.
just make it happen. Drive over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to take a guess? Nate, I'm going to go to you.
Yeah.
What do you think
Okay.
got the
I
lowest
think
average
we
score?
all have, from my experience, we all have very different tastes. So this is going to
Yes.
be interesting. We all have different tastes, and there's some movies have 5 sets of scores. So I'm leaning towards maybe agreeing that it might be Despicable Me, but my heart is telling me Fly Me to the Moon for some reason. I'm gonna go with Fly Me to the Moon.
Okay. Mike, what do you
Shaking
think?
that head.
It's gonna be Longlegs. I know me and Huck trash Longlegs pretty bad. So
You
Ah,
know what?
yeah.
I mean, I'm with
Okay.
Mike on that. But like, you can tell by the other people moaning like a stick up their ass. I'm like, oh, man. I mean, maybe not, but my goodness, such passion.
Well, Rich thinks every movie he likes finishes high, and then it never does. So
No, it doesn't.
Don't
And
go.
he usually has the lower score too.
I
He's
know.
like,
wrong.
I can't
Yeah.
believe this is in last place. I'm like, you got a lower score than I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, I don't add
Um,
them up. I don't.
It's
I just-
no, he doesn't add them up. He doesn't want to do math. And you guys noticed that on the Action Guys movie podcast when you made him add in
He didn't even bring
increments of
numbers
5.
with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just looked at us when it was time to do the total. He's like,
Yeah, because I usually do that for him. So he's like,
I know.
you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to cut my sandwich. The
yeah.
crust. You're supposed to cut the crust off my sandwich for me. How come you're not cutting my pancakes?
That's right.
See, now
Okay,
I'm
so
on
Mike
page.
thinks it's the long legs. Nate and Huck both think it's Despicable Me. Now, for Despicable Me, I did take the average of the 4
right.
because only 4 of us watched it. Rich, which one do you think got the lowest score?
I'm with those guys, or Nate. I'm with Despicable Me 4.
Huck was like sleeping watching long
Kinda.
legs.
Kind of.
Okay, so you're going to go Despicable Me too. Okay.
Mhm.
You are all incorrect. Our lowest scored movie, surprisingly enough, is Bikeriders.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
wow.
You know what though? I totally get it. If it's kind of how I was rating things, I think it's got a lot of mid ratings to it. Like a lot of even stuff.
What's up, Holland?
What's up, Holland? Good to see you, brother.
What's up, man?
Bikeriders.
Yeah.
So
This
yeah,
surprises me.
Bikeriders.
Yeah, I'm
So
happy
this,
with that.
this was interesting. I wasn't going to see this originally. But
And
there was nothing else playing at the time that we got there. So I'm like, all right, let's just go watch Bikeriders. And I liked it.
I liked it too.
I actually thought it was pretty good. So guys, I'd like you to say in the comments which one of us do you think gave it the highest score, and maybe which one of us gave it the lowest score. I don't want to do it as a poll because there's 5 of us, but if you guys want to throw down who do you think gave it the highest score and the lowest score, because I do note that on the card. When you see the card, the highest score is in green, lowest score is in red on all these movies. So
Ooh. You know what?
I know, Prince, Bikeriders. I'm surprised too. But I
Yeah.
tell you, all these movies, I mean, there's movies here that we gave 90s to. Some of us gave 90s
Oh, shit.
to some of these movies. So
Fly me to the moon.
I did. I can tell you right now, I didn't hate any of the 5 movies that I saw. Again, if we had The Exorcism, dump, just horrible. But since we didn't, so I did not hate.
Grant says Nate, but I mean Nate as the highest score or the lowest score. Grant, you need to be
he's
specific.
guessing. Oh,
yeah.
I was wondering why he just said Nate like that. I was like, hello, what's up?
Thank God you did like it. Phew.
It's good, Prince.
I did. I liked it. Austin Butler was good, and I liked Tom Hardy in it. I wish Tom Holland was in it. It would have been weird, but
Tom Holland's not a good.
What surprised me was the girl.
She's great.
Jodie Comer.
Jodie Comer.
Yeah. Jodie Comer, and she not narrates, but she's like being interviewed during this whole thing. And I liked her attitude. I liked the way she talked. I liked what she was, her behavior, the way she was with Austin Butler, and then how she was with the reporter or the guy that was writing the book. And I enjoyed that whole story. It's loosely based on a true story about the Vandals biker gang. And I did meet some of those bikers back in the late 70s. So,
damn, you're old.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you
how many fingers am I holding up right now, Rich?
Were you sitting on the handlebars because you little dude, or what?
I was. Yeah, my dad had a Kawasaki, so I was riding with him. What's up? That's Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
What's up, Jerry?
Illumination needs a new franchise, but I see why Minions 3 is being made. It makes money.
Money.
That's why it's all about the dollar signs. Did it remind you of Sons of Anarchy? I've never seen Sons of Anarchy.
I did not remind me of Sons of Anarchy at all. It's not.
It did a little bit.
No, so this movie's not the trailer's a little misleading. They make it look like it's going to be a biker gang, like crime movie, and it's not that at all. It's way more of a character driven, following these guys for a set period of time and just sort of showing what happens. I like Jeff Nichols, the director. This is not my favorite movie he did, but I think it's solid. I thought the cast was good. I thought the acting was good. I didn't really care for. I know you guys said Austin Butler. To me, he wasn't that great. He barely talks. He just kind of like looks cool, and it's like, okay. I did like Tom Hardy though.
Yeah, he was doing his best James Dean.
Michael Shannon.
I liked him because really all I've seen him in is Elvis.
You didn't see Dune 2?
He's seen Dune 2.
Dune 2, yeah. But I don't even recognize him in Dune 2.
Right.
He's Fade in Dune 2.
He was better in Dune 2.
And he's crazy in there. Yeah, I loved that. That was a great role. But this seemed more, it was closer to his Elvis persona than it was anything else. The way
he got to do something else. He got to break away. He can't just keep playing Elvis in every movie. Like he got to show some range before I really am on the Austin Butler train. But he has a good look. But yeah, I like Tom Hardy in it. I loved Michael Shannon in it. I like a lot of
Michael Shannon was great in that.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I don't think it was amazing, but I liked the way it looked. I liked the music, and I liked the cast, and I thought it was fine.
What'd you think of the ending?
It was fine. Like I didn't really have any big problems with the movie. I could see people thinking maybe it's a bit boring. I could see that. I was engaged, but I could see people finding it a little boring. But I don't have any like glaring negatives. On the same token, I don't have any like major positives. I thought it was just good.
Yeah, you're saying like, so Austin felt like a little bit like James Dean. Well, I felt totally like Hardy was doing Brando, he's, you come into my club. You want to be a part of the club? You want to be a club? Yeah, come here. Smack you around a little bit. So, and then, Jodie Comer doing the whole, Chicago thing. Like she was nailing that. Like, I feel like
was amazing.
This is genuine Oscar bait for Jodie Comer. Like I haven't seen anything that stands up because it's so unique and so interesting. Like you nailed it, Dave, when you said she's so interesting. She's the most interesting thing of the movie. And she's not even one of the bikers.
Yeah, I really think she stole the movie for me.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because I went there looking for Tom Hardy and Austin Butler. I didn't even know Michael Shannon was in it. And I was like, wow, he did a great job. And then Jodie Comer comes out of nowhere. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was doing my review, I was highlighting Jodie Comer thinking she's probably third billing on this movie and she deserves to be number one. She's actually first billed on this poster. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So she is the lead of this film. Good. Because she
Yeah.
feels like the lead. You
Yeah.
know, I know when you're going up against Austin and Tom, maybe they have more star power right now, but no, Jodie's got first place, man.
Yeah.
Rightfully
She's
so.
great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love her.
She got good agents.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Tiana agrees. She definitely stole the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good
Um,
there.
She was very good, don't you know?
Yeah, she talked like Bobby's mom from Bobby's World, the cartoon, the Howie Mandel cartoon.
Yeah.
Bobby's
Oh
World.
my goodness.
Talked just like the mom. If y'all don't
Yeah.
know what that is, I'm sorry. Go back, watch
Yeah.
a clip.
No, I know what that is.
All right. Yeah.
'Cause, oh man, I didn't think you'd remember that, Nate. I was
I
like,
grew
oh
up
man.
watching that.
I
Yeah, that
grew
came
up-
on
oh
like
my
when I was in
goodness.
like elementary school, so I remember it.
Yeah.
Bobby's World.
Oh, what's up, caveman?
What's up,
Yeah.
kid, man? I hope you're
Good
doing
to see
better.
you,
I want to
brother.
know what Mike thinks of this movie because I feel
Well,
like he hates it.
I'm just thinking of Bikeriders and I'm falling asleep again. I went in looking for a good movie and this movie sucked. Like it presented itself as being Sons of Anarchy and it was not that at all. It was boring. And Sons of Anarchy is like one of the best written shows I've ever seen. So when I get something that's just complete average, it's like, why do I need this movie? Without Jodie Comer, this movie would have been a complete waste of time. Like I did not need to see this movie in my life. So yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that.
No, I get that. So your expectations were
I
high.
can see that.
I had no expectations
Well,
coming.
I thought my expectations were low and it still fell below that.
And still, but if you were thinking it was going to be Sons of Anarchy, because I was like, I didn't even come in thinking that. That would have been, I would have been really disappointed if I was thinking it was going to be Sons of Anarchy because it wasn't. It doesn't play that way at all.
But you get an all-star cast. I mean,
Yep.
you think you're
Yeah.
gonna really have something here, and I'm like, everybody phoned in their performance. It was just blah, boring.
You phoned it in. Wow.
What?
Phoned it in.
Wow.
It was all
Oh, what
phoned
you talking
in.
about? I'm not phoning in.
What are you
Nothing.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Smack you around.
This movie smacked my boredom around. That's why.
Wow. I mean, like I mentioned, I could see people
Yeah.
feeling that way. So it's not that surprising.
It's no Despicable
it-
Me, I tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, you
Sure
guys,
it's not.
the people that like this movie, would you guys be buying it?
Oh gosh.
Bikeriders? No, I liked it, but I don't ever think I want to watch it again. Like, I don't need to own it.
Yeah,
I
same.
think if it's like $10-15 Blu-ray, I think I would get
No,
it.
Yeah.
it's shelf space. I don't need it for
Not
Yeah,
even for $1.
Yeah,
Pay
it's
me
one and
$1
done.
and I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think I
there's,
would
many-
get Nate.
there's
I'll
several of these that
I'll
are.
probably buy it.
Yeah.
But that's,
I'll get it.
I'm just crazy like that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't buy it day one though. I'd probably
Oh,
wait for
no.
it to go on sale.
I'm just trying to really focus on buying stuff I know I want to watch again. And like,
Tiana would buy it for
I like
$5.
this, but like, why I don't. When am I gonna want to be like, you know what? I want to pop in the Bikeriders now.
oh
Like,
god.
I can't
This
see
movie
myself wanting to
wasn't
do
like
it.
riding a bike at all, Mike.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. It's like nothing good is coming from this bike riding club. Like, go start a book reading club or something. Like, things are going bad here. You don't need to be in a bike riding club. Go
$5
start a book
Canadian
club.
dollars.
By the way, I assume it's
This
common
can-
knowledge that we're going to be talking spoilers tonight, right? Because
Yeah.
we have to.
Well, we try not to. I don't want to spoil too much, but
Like,
yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't
we're,
ruin
we kind of
endings.
dance around.
we're
it a
not
little
we're
bit.
not trying
Yeah.
to ruin it. We kind of dance around the spoilers
All right.
a little bit, like because we're not going to say what the ending was, but whether we liked it or not.
I'm just trying to ruin your expectations.
We're
That's
just,
all I'm trying to
you
do.
know, or or get you kind of hyped
Bring
up.
it down.
I don't think this is even in the theater anymore, right? I think
It's
this
Dude,
is
not.
I got
What
lucky. It was
week? Are you
in
kidding
one
me?
theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it when it came out, so like the weekend it came out. So I
Me
don't,
too.
so.
I don't think it's
So-
playing around here anymore.
So
Oh, yeah,
to
it's
answer your question, Huck, we try not to give spoilers, but it does squirt out.
We apologize ahead of time.
We apologize ahead of
I
time.
apologize if you see this movie.
I
after-
apologize if you actually paid money for it. That's
Yeah.
what Mike says.
It's on
Um,
VOD right now, on premium VOD.
You know,
Yeah.
Mike. I don't feel like Mike. Have you been on this show before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you must have had a good week. If this is the worst thing that by the numbers has brought you, then you were on a good episode. Let me tell you,
You've had a great time.
You've had a great time. Let me tell you about it.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
shit.
some weeks I'm like, nah, I gotta pass on that one.
You ever
Sorry.
heard of let me ask you a question. You ever heard
Leave
of the
that for
elevator
David,
game?
Alex. Take those
You ever heard of the
Yeah.
elevator game?
I really thought you were going to bring up Sasquatch Sunset.
You ever
I
heard of
did too.
Sasquatch Sunset?
I'm gonna
Oh
buy that for
my
Nate for
gosh.
Christmas.
Don't keep it. Just keep it. I
I'm
don't
still
want
going to see it but I'll wait for the stream. Yeah.
it. I say see any movie
I guess
movie
it
that
depends on-
mildly interests you, see it because you might like it.
Yeah.
You never know.
All film is subjective.
Don't say that. Just
What's up,
see it
Bob?
if you feel like it.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I would probably see it again. I
would
wouldn't
see
buy
it
it day one because but like,
Huck, did you like it? I couldn't really tell. Did you?
I
did
did
you
like
it. Or
I enjoyed watching it, but like you, I don't need to see it again. Like mostly because like Jody, every time Jody was there, I was like fully invested. Austin, it's freaking great to look at. What can I say?
yeah.
and we're doing this Brando thing. I was just so fascinated with it. The fact that he chose to talk like that I was like
Yeah.
I couldn't stop staring at that odd performance. And then Michael Shannon was okay. It's like he really didn't have
I
a big of
loved him in
a
there.
part.
I thought he was
Really,
great.
I mean, like I thought he was good, but he didn't have. I wanted him to have a bigger part. I thought
He's
it
in
was
two
going to have.
scenes,
Michael.
really.
what's
Yeah.
up, Mike?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Two stories, but they're funny. But he's only in two scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Like anybody could have done that.
So Mike's the one that brought this one down, clearly, because
Yeah.
everyone else seemed to kind of
I'm
like
proud
it.
of
And
that.
he gave
Yeah,
it a
Mike's
25
the
or
one that
something.
killed the curve on this.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Yes, I have eaten dinner. Oh, you had bangers yesterday. Okay. I had spam and rice tonight, so standard.
I
Standard
don't like
Filipino
spam.
food. Like spam.
Spam, baked beans, and
That's
spam.
Yeah, we do. Packed house. All right, let's take a look at our highlights for Mike. There isn't any, but except for cast, we're pretty much all pretty high on the cast. So,
Yeah.
So Mike, I'll start with you. You gave a 10 to the cast. Okay, so you're done. You did give a 7 to the sound. So that's your next highest.
How generous of you.
So Nate, you have a 10 for cast. You have 8s for acting, trailer, and direction, and then you have 7s for everything else. So pretty solid scores.
Yeah.
Huck, you've got a 9 for cast, 8s for acting and genre, 7s for just about everything else except for trailer. You gave a 6.
Yeah.
Rich, you
Yeah,
got
trailer, because I rewatched all the trailers prior to this, and it was really like if I just saw that, I'm like, like it did not make me want to see the film. So it's a very low score trailer. You have to sort of forget that you saw the movie and then decide would that have got me in the theater? No.
Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah, that's I agree with that. I think
and everything was just very mid after that. Yeah, a lot of 7s. And I only did 9 on cast instead of a 10 because most everyone I knew with Jodie Austin Tom and Michael Shannon, after that, I didn't really recognize faces. So it gets a 1 for the last person.
Norman
Okay.
Reedus. No,
Yeah,
Norman Reedus. You couldn't. I didn't recognize him right off the bat, though. I was
Maybe
like,
I don't know that.
I know that voice because he was all like dirty and
Yeah, he had a lot of.
messed
He
up,
did have like a beard, and he did look
Yeah.
different than normal.
all messed up on the face, and I was like, I know that voice, and I'm like, oh, that's Norman Reedus.
Is that the guy
so
who rode in from like LA with the nasty
Yeah.
teeth and all?
Yeah.
the guy that
I
wrote
knew-
in? He was gonna,
I knew
met-
somebody was under that. I'm like, who is that? Is that like one of the like OG like writers from the 70s? Easy Rider? Is that like Fonda under there?
that'd
Yeah,
be funny. That'd be funny. But well, I mean, he rides a motorcycle too, so I guess he had to have a cameo. So Rich, you also gave a 10 to the cast, 8s for everything else except for trailer was a 5. I gave a 10 to the cast, 9 to the sound, 9 to story, 8s for acting, direction, and genre, and then 7s and 6s pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah, Mike really brought it. What the heck did he? What the heck did he give this movie?
Mike-
Very fair, generous score.
We're about to find out. Let's
Oh
take
my
a look
gosh.
at our final scores on Bikeriders. You guys coming in last place. IMDb is giving this a 6.9. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 81%, audience score 74%. Rich gave it a 79. I have the highest score at 80. Nate a 76. Huck 73. Mike bringing in the rear at 55 for a total average score of 72.6.
I mean, look, the IMDb is nearly a 7. The percentages on Tomatoes is close to us. There's only one outlier here. So people, if you're watching this, you just know.
The only outlier is Mike.
With somebody.
5 is very fair. This was very average. 5 is average. It got what it deserves.
To be honest, he was
5 is below average.
No, 5 is not below average. That's the
think
middle.
of it like
Okay?
I think of it like school.
No.
Like 70 is a C. That's average. So
Yeah.
Not
below
anymore.
7
You know
would be
this
C.
generation.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
Rich
mine's
was a
even,
75, so he's right up there with us.
David, I feel like mine's even lower. When I add those numbers, I get like a 66. 9, 8, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8,
See,
7.
it wasn't just me, I swear.
Did they
9,
fuck
8,
up?
6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7. Yeah, 73. That's what I have.
Oh, see, I'm like Rich. I suck at math. Never mind.
What is there?
Let's move on.
Rich,
Right, make sure
Rich
I
said
later.
7,
Make sure
7,
I got
6,
that.
Just
Sounds like a
lucky I had
98.
strong
I got the
path.
line. I got the line right. So it should be 73. I put it on a spreadsheet, Huck, so I didn't even. I added that with a formula, so that should be right.
No, I was saying Rich would do that like 7, 6, 5, 7, 4, 2, 93.
97 and a half. 17.
Best
20,
movie of
I'm
the year.
sticking with it. I'm staying with
44,
it.
51, 58, 66, 73. I just did that in my head. So yeah, it's 73.
You got a good head.
Thanks. I'm putting that on a t-shirt, Huck.
Remember, I said you got a good head.
Dave, you got a good head. You got 2 of them. Only one of them's good. Thanks.
This is a
Thanks, brother.
family
Appreciate it.
show, Huck. When
Put that on the back of the shirt.
it just went all out
That's the line of the night.
Feel free to subclip that and use it.
That's
next
the
week.
line of the night, unless Rich comes up with something. I believe we gave it 3 out of 5 stars. That's not bad.
It's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So let's put our good heads together and let's come up with our number 5 movie. Nate, I'm going to go to you first.
Okay.
Which one do you think came
Well,
number 5?
after this debacle, I now have no idea. It seems like Mike gave Despicable Me a 99, so maybe he's going to bring that one up. I'm going to stick with my. I think I can't see Fly Me to the Moon being like 2nd or 3rd, so I'm going to go with that.
From the
Fly Me
bottom.
to the Moon. Mike, what
Yes,
do you think?
5th, yeah.
Are you going to stick with Longlegs?
Longlegs for sure.
Longlegs for the lose for FTL. Rich, what do you think for number 5?
I'm going to go Despicable Me 4.
Okay. Huck, what about you?
No, I can't in good conscience say Fly Me to the Moon. I got to go Longlegs. Fuck that movie.
Agreed.
That thing will never find its way into my collection.
Oh, man.
Okay. Our number 5 movie, again, is something different.
Nobody's right.
Quiet Place
Oh
Day
my
1.
God! Are you kidding?
Gosh, you did that one dirty.
I
wanna
can
know
see
now.
this.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
can see it.
Nate, you did it dirty.
No. I probably had my average. My scores are pretty high this week in general. I
In
didn't get
general, he's
anything-
got this. This is the best scores that Nate has ever given on
Yeah.
on. I will tell you that he gave 2 90s
Oh,
in this
shit.
out of these
my
6
5
movies. He's never given anything higher than.
I don't
than
think
a
I've got an
70
80
something.
before.
I think you did an
before
8
this episode.
like once.
Yeah.
So
Mike, don't
Wow.
blame me. It wasn't me.
So
It might have been me.
Oh, then it was Rich. If he admitted it, it was Rich.
Rich is
But you know
I
what?
think
To be
it
fair,
was.
Dave, if you don't mind me just going first
It's-
really
it's-
quick.
yeah.
Because I don't have a lot to say about this. Like, this movie's just okay to me. Again, I thought it was fine. I'll tell you my problems because I did a review for this, so I don't want to rehash the whole thing. But I had 2 major problems with it. Number 1, I don't like prequels. Prequels tend to provide you with answers to questions you didn't ask. It's like I didn't need to know that. We kind of already got a scene in Quiet Place 2 that showed when they landed, so I didn't need a whole movie of it. So that was my main issue. Like, it just, there's no suspense because you know the ending is that these things are still going to be here for another however long. And number two, I do not think they took advantage of the setting. New York City, they make this whole thing about it being the loudest place. And in about, okay, this is not really a spoiler because it's still a Quiet Place movie, but within 15 minutes of these things landing, it seems like everyone knows they have to be quiet. So what's the point other than having buildings of setting it in the loudest city? Even in the beginning, they're like, there's 900 decibel. Oh, I don't even remember the number. Whatever, 100 decibels of volume. Yeah, sure, for 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's just silent again. So other than that, I thought the cast was good. Like some of the suspense scenes were pretty good, but what does this really do? It doesn't expand the universe at all. It goes backwards. So I don't know. I thought it was fine. I like Lupita. I liked her performance, but I thought it was just a good, it was good, but it wasn't like outstanding. And it's not as good as the first two.
I agree with everything.
Okay. So, Kitten Paws, that's your wife, right, Huck?
Yes. Hey, dear. She's having the dinner I just made.
Everybody's saying hey.
Enjoying your dinner while you.
Well, welcome.
I made it. I left it on the table.
So I will tell you that all of us, I mean, except for one person, so one person was pretty high. The rest of us were all around the same score.
Oh.
So this is where the averages kind of pan out funny, and it kind of changes things up. So Mike, what were your thoughts on Quiet Place?
This movie was beautiful. Come on. I loved how it focused on that relationship with, Lupita and the person she finds. And it's really a character-driven story. I don't need them to get outrageous with this universe and them explain more of the alien monsters. We don't need that. The best thing about the Quiet Place movies is it focuses on certain people, certain relationships, and then tells a simple story. That's all I need. I love the New York setting. To me, it makes sense that I got quiet after 10 minutes, because if you're not quiet, you're a goner. So nobody's going to be too loud for too long. Only the introverts survived. So I love that. And then you got the cat in there. You can't do better than the cat. The best acting all night. Come on now.
You're right. That's pretty bad. The best acting came from the cat.
Joanna says it here too. The cat stole the whole movie. That cat is indestructible. I swear. I was like, how is that cat still alive? That does. I was like, that's crazy.
Because it's actually a cat from Marvel with a.
It's the Flurkin. There you go. Yeah, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it just ate all the.
Yeah, it was no problem. It's been so brave.
I'm gonna have to slight disagree with the fact that the movie doesn't. That it's cool that it just doesn't explain anything. Then, what's the point of continuing stories where you just get the same movie over and over and over again?
Different
same movie.
I gotcha.
These characters were not as interesting as John Krasinski's and Emily Blunt's characters. They're worse characters. Lupita's fine. The other guy is just there. He literally just pops up. He's there, and then he's there.
It's his first time in the city. Give him a break. Come on.
But that's interesting. His character arc is, it's my first time in the city, and then this happened. That's not that interesting. That's just he's just there. So I don't know. I'm not. I'm sorry, Huck. I know you wanted to go.
How can I follow that? I mean,
I don't know. And I like this movie, but just I had problems.
So I kick that around as well. What you're saying, but I came to a different conclusion, which is take this and plug it into all the other, and we're just going to call this a horror franchise, and you could say the same thing about Jason and Freddy and all those people, where there is no furthering of the character from movie to movie. All they do is the same thing. Aliens, same thing. All they do is they show up and they kill and they murder. So all you care about is the people that are there or not. I mean, obviously with Jason, you kind of don't want them all to live because you love seeing the kills, right? So the tricky part, and what I loved about it personally, is it's my first one of these, sadly, to see in the theater. And so when I tee this up, sort of like what Mike was saying, is that there's so few movies that can get your attention, and we'll get to some other ones that did not keep my attention later. A little upset that it's already hasn't shown up yet, but take it easy. So there's two people. So you kind of figure, well, the body count has to come from other little ancillary people and that is what happens, right? But it doesn't tell you anything else about these creatures like alien. I feel like there's something happening because there's these food pods that we get to see in this film. No spoilers. We'll just say there are pods that these things eat. And so that's interesting. So that's a tiny little nugget. And part of me did say when it first came out, I thought, man, we just got through this whole thing and we don't even know where they came from still. But then I think that's going to be the mystery. I mean, we don't know the home planet of aliens, but they keep coming. So it's just one of those things and the sound design for me, it's like, it gets you to be quiet. Like I heard it do like mid crunch on a popcorn.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
And it just stops. And I love that. I love that this film is able to get you to play along and be right there with them. And so for me, I was just like, high score, I dug it. Again, I agree with you. I do not think it's as good as the first two. I think that family that we followed there was something, a little secret sauce with those. Yeah. But I enjoyed these two enough. I feel like we could have had better characters, but I like Lupita enough. And Eddie, showing up from England. New York sucks.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, fair points. And again, I liked the movie okay, but I was more excited. I think this one, the way Mike, he had low expectations. I was like a little bit higher, and I felt a little let down by this one. I was like, I've seen this and better twice. So it was like I don't know. It was decent. Okay. But I think Rich hated it. I don't know.
No, I didn't hate it. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I found myself bored. I didn't understand the hype of the cat. I was like, who cares? I mean, I didn't understand it. But
animal lovers, hello.
the cat cares, Rich. The cat cares.
Rich, I mean, just for me.
So you guys, not that you don't already know, but put your stuff in the chat as to who has the lowest score for this and who has the highest score.
Rich has a cat and didn't even like the cat.
Rich has two cats.
Two cats.
Wow.
He deals with cats all the time. He's sick of them.
I deal with cats.
I deal with
my cat wouldn't hang out with me.
No way.
Gone.
I just felt myself looking at my watch a lot. And I was like, oh man, come on, let's get this shit going. Because it felt like the same thing over and over. Give me something new. And that's really it.
Fair.
David, what about you?
Highest Dave, lowest Rich. Interesting. I liked it. I do think it's the lowest of the three. You can tell John Krasinski's not directing this one. I could definitely see this was more jump scares and kind of surface stuff than it was like real depth like the first two were. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And the thing that was a problem for me is I couldn't get invested in the characters. Even Lupita Nyong'o, I love her. She's an amazing actress. She did a great job in the movie. But because of her situation, I couldn't get invested in her because of what I knew was going to happen.
I agree. I agree with that point, actually.
I see what you're saying.
The sense of dread is kind of taken out of it.
So it's like, it's like watching the Titanic and it's like, I know the boat sinks in the end, so I can't get invested.
What are you talking about?
I can't get invested. Oh, don't spoil the movie, Dave. Okay, so the Titanic or Pompeii. I watched that movie and I'm like, everybody dies in Pompeii. Vesuvius kills everybody. Why am I watching this movie? Oh my God, spoiler alert. So there are things in here that made me I couldn't invest in the characters because I knew their outcome. I couldn't invest so much in the Black Widow movie because I knew that character is already dead in the MCU.
Gone.
So to have the Black Widow movie come out, which I liked, but I couldn't get invested in her because I knew she was gone.
It's the nature of the prequel. It's tough because it's like, well, I know. Okay, for example, Jaimin Hunsu's character. We saw him in another movie. He randomly is here. You know, Jaimin Hunsu gonna make it.
He makes it
because he's in another movie. So there's no fear for me. There's like, well, I know he's getting out, and that's just prequel nature in general. Is why I don't love. Like I've liked some. Don't get me wrong, but like in general, it's not my favorite type. I'd rather a continuation than going back.
Let's go, Tiana. Let's do it.
I was really excited for day one because I wanted more out of it. I wanted, where are they coming from? What's going on? And I thought, okay, the big city, maybe there was going to be more of a battle, even where like the planes and the helicopters shooting at them and stuff, and there was actually more combat going on. Didn't really get a lot of it. Was really like,
I'll be quiet. No
hurry
noise.
up.
You guys give Civil War a break, but you don't give A Quiet Place a break on the action.
Oh,
There was so much more action in Civil War.
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
so
Oh my god!
There goes Mike. He's like,
We're Wildland now. Oh my gosh!
That was my issue. Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I show all the kids were endangered to make it so I saw the originals. Yeah. I know. But I know there was enough action in it, Mike. I did like it. But I wanted like full on like raw, like Independence Day, like full on combat.
Oh gosh! Ugh.
That's what I want. I wanted them to go at it.
Never mind, just move on.
And then have them destroy it and everybody.
Well, that would be something different.
We can't beat these guys. We have to be quiet. But they just right off the bat they knew to be quiet. They weren't doing anything, and I was okay with that. But it led it to the way it was before, and there was so much noise.
yeah.
Whereas the first two movies they're silent. There's nothing going on.
Well, yeah, because they're
In
like
this movie,
farmland.
even just the regular street noise and stuff, and the way that they're doing stuff, I could hear they're making noise, and I'm like, why aren't the creatures sensing them or something like that? But I guess the ambient noise outside in the city was enough to kind of drown all that out.
Well, it's like the waterfalls in the other one. So if it's too even a noise, I guess although, can I just throw something out? This is one little nitpick I would say about these particular creatures. You guys let me know if you agree. So they can't see, right? They hear. How is it when they are hauling ass and running, they can go up buildings, down streets, they don't hit a thing? Do they have like bat sonar? Right? I mean, like, my God, they have no problem sprinting, like, and grabbing sides of buildings.
Into anything. They just
how do they see those things? That's the only
don't
part.
need to see. It's a different sense. It's hearing. They're hearing.
No, I get that, but when you're running, how do you hear a building?
Come on, it's like Daredevil.
They're all like Daredevil.
And the stuff, come on now.
Well, but Daredevil, we know, has the sonar. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
He's got the.
And how do they know when another one is
powers?
How do they know when another one is not the one making the noise? Like
Probably
if a monster crashes into a glass, how does the other one know?
Yeah,
to not go over
They
there?
know the sound.
Not to go and get him. Yeah.
No, they
like
don't. They
sucker
don't know
punches
the sound.
buddy.
No, they don't know the sound of glass breaking. They probably don't have glass on their. They can't see, so how are they going to make any glass? First of all,
Dude, I would love to see that. Like, one monster makes a noise, the other turns around and bitch slaps him. It's like, oh, Carl, sorry, bud.
Sorry, bro. I didn't know it was you.
Monsters know their own kind, though. They know the monsters.
How do they know the sound of
The
the monster?
smell must be the
I say
smell.
the smell.
It's gotta be the smell.
Sounds like we got to make up a lot of stuff. That means
Yeah.
it's bad writing.
Oh my god! It was a simple story, people.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
All
figure
this,
it out yourself.
the DNA of the monster.
I just had to bring up one little nitpick.
Mike just likes to know nothing. Just they're there and they're monsters. That's it.
Yeah, that's all Mike needs. That's fine.
Monsters.
Speaking of making up stuff, let's talk about our highlights for for Quiet Place Day One. Rich, I'm going to start with you. Your highest scores are 8. You gave 8s for the trailer, ending, visuals, and sound. And then we have 7s for everything else, except for the cast is a 5.
Wow.
Huck, you gave 10s to ending, visuals, and sound. I see 9s for acting and trailer and subgenre. And then 8s for cast, story, direction, and genre.
Yeah.
Nate has 110 for sound and a 9 for acting, 8s for trailer, visuals, and genre, and then 7s and 6s and a 4 for the story.
Not a story. There's barely a story here.
Barely a story.
Barely a story.
Mike has no 10s, but there's a couple of 9s going on. We got 9s for visuals and sound. We have 8s for acting, ending, story, direction, genre, and subgenre. And then a 2 for the cast.
Whoa.
So
a
Lupita was the only one.
I don't know these
Lupita-
people. All I knew
You
was
know,
Lupita.
No,
I don't
Simon
know
Hunt.
these
said that before, where Mike has trouble.
Jabba
with
Hunter.
the-
I'm terrible
Did you-
with actors. That is not my strong.
That's why you
No.
gotta look him up, Mike. He's from Guardians of the Galaxy. You love
Yes,
Marvel.
I know now, but when I'm watching the movie and I do my score, I did not click.
I mean, he's
All
also
right.
in the other two, so you would know him from the other two.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the two right before this movie. You know
Oh,
what movies I watch?
Come on, I got the old brain. You got
before I get there.
you have the youngest brain here, Mike.
All
Mike
right,
has the youngest, softest
Mike.
brain.
Mike has the
here.
youngest brain here.
You
He's,
should
remember
remember
anyone's name.
everything.
he's still got that pliable top, I think, right?
Yeah.
Soft top
But
Mike.
so
Yeah,
as for me, my highest is a 9 for visuals. I gave 8s to acting, trailer, ending, genre, and subgenre, and then 7s for story and sound. So let's go to our final scores. Mike just left. Let's go to our final scores. On
go.
Quiet Place Day 1, you guys coming in 5th place. Shapow. IMDb is giving this a 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 87%. Audience score 73%. Rich has the lowest score with 72. I have a 74. Nate has
Yeah,
a
you guys are pretty
73.
close.
Huck has the highest score with 89. Mike with a 74. Total average score 76.4. And if I remember right, Tiana guessed correctly with Huck as the highest and Rich as the lowest.
Wow.
Congratulations, Tiana.
Way to go, T.
Got to give you a cookie. So there's a cookie
Yeah, cookie.
for
Yeah,
Tiana.
cookie.
Good job.
I want a cookie.
She goes,
Cookie would
let's
good.
go. I win.
She was the no prize.
That's right. The no prize. You win the biggest no prize ever.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Grant, did you give me a Quiet Place Day 1 review? Dang it.
Whoops.
If you did, I did not put it down. I'm sorry. I do have your review for Despicable Me up.
Does he keep his clothes on?
I didn't check it. I don't anymore. I want to be surprised
I'm nervous
did he?
every time you guys
He's
say
sending a video.
every time because you have no idea when you're going to
And in
get
the meantime,
because you could get that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
yes, I'm a bitch.
What a gem.
Oh no. That's funny.
That's why I had to
So,
go get some more drinks. I know it's going to be a long night.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Word right out
Is
of
that
my
someone's
mouth.
kid?
Oh, that's
That's
David's
my
granddaughter.
granddaughter.
Dave's
Oh, she's
granddaughter.
my grand.
Wow.
Wow. Love it.
Wow. And then she goes,
Awesome.
so I've got all
Nerds.
kinds of
What was,
sound
she
bites.
what was she watching there? Sasquatch Sunset? Was that the
No, that was I've got a video of that with my dog.
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, that was funny.
Why
Why do I feel like I dodged a bullet with this Sasquatch movie?
So,
I
you
like
know,
it.
so the wow, she was watching Trolls Band Together, and the awesome, she was watching Paw Patrol.
Oh, okay.
That
Good
was for
children's
Grant's.
movies.
Those
Of
were
course.
from that show. 'Cause
My daughter
I
loved
basically-
Paw Patrol.
Oh, my granddaughter, she's that was her first time watching Paw Patrol. Now she's addicted to it. She just wants to watch it all the time now. Since I watched that movie with her. But I knew she
Nice.
wasn't going to be able to be on the show, so I took snippets of her watching these movies. Because Grant brought me movies and he wanted Piper to see them. So I recorded Piper watching all these movies. And some of she was crying in some because some made her sad. She yelled at me. She got mad at me. She did not want to watch the Baby Shark movie.
Me neither.
Stormed upstairs and she just pointed at me like, "How dare you make me watch that?" She didn't want to watch the Wiggles movie, so it was fun. It was
Yeah.
really
Wiggles.
it was really funny.
I think
So
Rich
That
Grant-
was a documentary.
It was a documentary, so yeah, she wasn't. She was like, "Nah, I'm good." So Grant, if I missed your Quiet Place Day 1 review, I apologize. I will. I'll make it up to you, but I do have your Despicable Me review. Anyway, so we are at number 4, and Mike, I'm going to go to you. Are you
If-
still on board with Longlegs?
Still Longlegs. If it's not
Still on Longlegs.
there's something wrong in the world. Man.
All right, Rich, what do you think is our number 4
I'm
movie?
still sticking with Despicable Me 4.
Okay, Huck, where are you at?
Well, because we know that our good buddy Nate didn't see Despicable Me 4, is that play into?
No,
fact
because
that-
I averaged the score from the 4 of us that watched it.
Oh, it doesn't play.
Yeah, so
God, Mike, what
Nate's
is wrong
0
with
for
these
that
people?
doesn't count.
I know.
Come on. I just feel you freaks loved Longlegs. Let's go MaXXXine.
Oh gosh, not vaccine.
Okay, Nate, what do you think?
I'm genuinely surprised Fly Me to the Moon still hasn't popped up. I'm gonna go with Despicable Me. I'm gonna go with
Oh, I
Despicable
thought you were
Me
going to say
as well.
Fly Me to the Moon.
I should stick with it, but I'm gonna switch.
I will love it. Let's fly.
I feel like Rich didn't like it. Maybe he gave it a low score.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so 2 out of the 5 of us are going to be happy. Our number
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Disappeared.
Oh,
dude.
what's the answer? Oh!
What the
This
dick
is
is
so-
He
What do
could
you
have
do?
timed that better if he tried. That was
I timed that really well, didn't I? I was
Damn.
like, I
Good.
got booted. It was like, oh, okay, I guess
Even
not.
your own shows like
I know. It was like, nope, you're not. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
No, our number 4 movie, Mike and Huck, I'm going to put you out of your misery. Longlegs
what the
is
fuck?
number 4.
wow.
Thank
What?
goodness.
way too
What?
high. Way too high.
Agreed.
Oh, this is disappointing.
Longlegs got no legs.
Oh man, are you sure you did the math right?
Snore legs.
Despicable. There's no way Despicable
There's
Me.
no
I'm
way.
telling you,
And
Me is
Fly
gonna
Me
be
to the
number
Moon are
one,
better.
There's
guys.
no way
Come
Fly
on.
Me to the Moon is better than this.
Man.
Yeah.
MaXXXine is better than this.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
This is gonna be a
Yeah.
fun
I wanna
conversation.
recount,
This
Dave.
seems
Anything is
divisive
better than
in
this.
here, and I
Oh my
love that.
Oh, can't wait to stick my long legs into this one.
Well, I brought my short legs today, so
How is this?
See, Mike's laughing because he knows I have short legs. That's the real joke.
There's no way.
Yes, wait, get over it.
No, I can't. I can't.
That's okay.
This is like
this is gonna be crazy because this is a room divided right now. Because I'm gonna tell you that obviously we know which ones had the lower scores, but 2 of us also had like the highest scores.
I'll come right out and say it. Guess in the
I don't
chat.
know what I
It was
don't
probably
remember what I
me.
scored it.
I loved this movie. I
I did too.
absolutely loved this movie.
I love this movie.
So I feel like we should go like one that liked it and one that didn't like it, and then one that
Yeah.
liked it and then one that didn't like it, and Dave, because I have no idea what you thought of it. So
Okay.
I know
All right.
the other 4 of us. I can't even do it like
We're
like this,
like that.
like a W.
No, where you guys are
Dave's
like,
in the middle of the seesaw, and we're both on the ends.
I'm trying to balance here. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay, so Rich, let's go to you.
The shot.
Let's get your
Rich
thoughts on
beside
Longlegs.
Okay. Well, for one, I got to see this with Corey, Mel, Jake, and Bob.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, there's the
You already
The
have
other
the
thing I love about-
perfect. Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
it was like, I like watching people's other reactions to the movie after you get out. I like to listen to what people are saying as I'm exiting. And it was cool hearing what they thought and stuff. But anyway, this movie is still sitting with me. I need to see this movie again because there were scenes in this movie that I had so much dread in my stomach. And it was just like, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then you got that opening scene. I love the way it was shot. I love the way it was framed. Of Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. It's not first opening shot was just fantastic. I don't want to spoil anything in this movie, but
Mike will.
I don't even think there is anything to spoil.
I don't think there really is either.
Well, yeah, there is. There's a twist.
Mike's like, it's already spoiled. I was there. It smelled bad. I took it out of the fridge and I dumped it out.
Oh,
That's
man.
what happened.
It is spoilable, if that's a word.
Longlegs is
performances-
it's sour milk in the fridge. It won't be fresh tomorrow.
I am not a Nick Cage fan at all. I don't.
No,
I haven't
he's not.
seen it. Last movie I really enjoyed of his was Massive Talent, whatever it's called, and then
Yeah, that's
Raising
great.
Arizona. Then was
That
like
was the one before. You hated all the movies in between.
Everything in the middle is shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Arizona
I
and
don't-
then
I don't-
Unbearable Weight.
You never seen Leaving Las Vegas? He won an Oscar
Oh,
for that.
I do like that one with Elizabeth Shue, right?
You
No
guys got
Con Air?
You guys got to remember with Rich,
Yeah,
he says he doesn't like people, and then you start naming movies, and he likes all of them. So
He's like, oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
one of
like
my
the Sam
favorite
Raimi
actors.
thing.
he does
Yeah.
everything.
Con Air's okay. The Rock is
Face Off?
okay.
Face Off.
I don't like Travolta, so it's okay.
You do like
So-
Travolta. So we can do the same thing, and you'll like all his movies if we ask.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, I think
Okay.
Nick Cage is one of his best performances. There's a couple scenes in here where he's a little over the top when he's driving in the car. But yeah, I love this movie. It's still sitting with me. I said that before. And I like it when a movie is always on my mind and it just like makes you feel something. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. Mike, you felt something. What was it?
I felt boredom. I felt stupidity.
Nausea.
Oh my gosh. This
Little
movie
bit of-
was terrible on a whole new level. It was so boring. How do you make a fantasy made-up movie so boring? That's impressive in itself. Nothing really happens. Nick Cage isn't even in this movie that long. It just turns into a stupid, dumb story. It's not even a horror movie. I thought this was going to be a horror movie. For some reason, I thought there was going to be spiders in here because of Longlegs. That was my fault. But
I would bounce.
There's no spiders in this movie. It would have been out. There's no way Rich would have saw it if there were spiders.
I thought it's not a horror movie though. It's a thriller that's not that thrilling. That's what it is.
Grant
It
has
makes
the
no
six
sense. By the end,
legs.
it makes no sense. It's weird, but not weird in a good way. Oh gosh, the makeup on Nick Cage too. I'm like, what is this?
I liked it.
It was laughable. Like I was literally laughing in the theater. It wasn't scary. It was nothing about this movie. It's in the snow. I don't like snowy movies, but that's me.
Okay.
I don't think cold's scary. I've never been a fan of like horror
We got
movies
too much
with
snow in it.
Never
my
been a fan of snow.
What about The Thing? You don't like The Thing?
I don't like the cold environment. That makes it less scary.
Oh shit.
I think cold's good. Like I'm in the heat. Like the heat sucks. Cold's
It's Christmas
awesome.
time when there's snow. You think Santa's coming. That's
This was not
That's okay.
Santa. This would be a very weird Santa.
yeah. Happy birthday. No.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez.
so Nate, what were your thoughts on
Yeah, you know what?
Longlegs?
This is similar to, well, not quite like Bikeriders, because I feel like that one it ranges from average to boring. This one is pretty divisive, like from what I've seen.
Mhm.
I'm really not surprised. I've seen the spectrum of absolutely love it and absolutely hate it, and there's a very few in the middle where like it's okay. It's not really designed to be that to me. Like it's pretty divisive.
I'm telling you,
I
this movie is
absolutely-
scary. I like this stuff.
Evan, you're the best, bro.
I absolutely loved it. And I almost am mad that I agree with Rich because we always like don't agree.
I know.
Yeah, usually you guys are polar opposites. And
Yeah. When he
I was-
texted that he's like, "Wow," I'm like, "Oh no, he liked it." Now I think I do.
I'm gonna hate it.
But I had already seen it. I was gonna change my scores and send you a new scores.
Yeah. I
no,
changed
no.
my scores to like 60s because I knew because
Yeah,
Rich
I will
liked it.
say a couple things. It reminded me of 90s serial killer movies. I'm not gonna go just Silence of the Lambs because that was like a lot of people were throwing that out there. There are other serial killer movies that came out in the 90s. Seven, Copycat. You know, it just had that vibe of those films, and I enjoy those kind of movies in
Mhm.
general. The Nick Cage thing, he was not my favorite in the movie. I thought Micah Monroe was amazing. I absolutely loved her performance in this. It was quirky and weird, yes, but it worked for me. I think it was shot terrifically. I love that there's so much space on the screen that you're constantly looking all around the screen to see, and sometimes there's nothing there. But I feel like just having it that way, it made me like uneasy most of the time because I swore something was gonna be there. And I think that was a pretty good trick that Oz Perkins did with the direction. Like I said, Cage hit or miss. Like he's very Nicolas Cage in this. So if you love him, it might work. If you don't, it ain't gonna do you any favors. Like you're not gonna now love him because of this. When it's all singing,
We're singing the songs in the car.
yeah, he's doing all his weirdo stuff, but he
Yeah.
looks creepy. The
does.
opening scene, I agree with Rich. Creepy. I think it has one of the better jump scares that of the year that I could think of. That actually, like, I don't even jump. I've seen so many horror movies. I don't react, and that one like actually got me. So, but yeah, I just love the genre of the kind of the like serial killer, especially it's set in the 90s, but it's not overtly said. You can only tell because of the Bill Clinton picture up on the wall.
Yeah.
I
thought
Oh
that
my
was
gosh,
cool
I
how they
totally
did that.
missed that. I thought it was the 70s or something.
See, Mike,
Yeah,
you weren't paying
oh,
attention.
yeah.
That's why you didn't like it, because you weren't paying attention enough. You gotta be more alert. And there's no
tried,
cell
I
phones,
tried.
you know?
It
could
lost
tell by
his
the
attention
cars
really
they were
quick.
driving.
Yeah, I do love that there's no cell phones. You know, it's different. I'll end with this. The ending is what it is, and I
Yes.
could see that being the reason a lot of people jump ship. For me, I feel like they kind of like were giving breadcrumbs towards it, so I was okay with it. So yeah, I thought it was great, but I could totally see people being like, I'm interested to see why Huck hated it. I can see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I could totally see the both ends of the spectrum on this one.
All
Okay.
right.
Huck, let's go to you.
Okay, so now, Nate, one thing I will say that was interesting, Nate, is yes, the framing of some of the shots. There's always a door frame behind Micah, or a doorway or an opening, and I was always like,
A window. Off
Right.
the
yeah,
wall.
I'm like,
when you're
somebody's in
seeing
the
her, there's
house.
like something, it's off to the side, like it's
Yeah.
just a little bit off center.
So that's the best thing I can say about this movie.
After this, it goes completely south.
Okay, so look, I was nodding off like I don't do this in the theater, but luckily there was hardly anyone there. So I had my phone in the cup holder, made sure no one was around, and I just sort of tapped it and went, "Oh my god, there's still a half hour left." Like that's how bored I was. I was checking the time because it was just like. So I think that the slow pace Oz was going for was way too slow. I get slow burns. I love a good slow burn, but geez Louise, was this like the slowest burn? And the fact that, Micah has taken this choice, either in script or director or combo or her, to play it extremely quiet, which is fine. But at the same time, I find it highly unlikely someone of this introverted nature would be a freaking FBI agent. At all, because as an FBI agent, you need to have the ability to get out in front of people, maybe talk down a situation. And there's not any way I feel like she could talk somebody down. Hello, I won't telegraph, but there was a moment in a part of this movie she could have done something and then didn't. And then so people may or may not have made it, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just like, come do something, do your job, pull your gun out. And there's supernatural elements to this, which we haven't talked about, which is really not explained. And again, I get some people like, oh, you just need everything spoon-fed. No, but sometimes you need something with a little reality to give that to you, so you understand why that's capable. Otherwise, you just have to be, as a film goer, you just have to suck it up and go, well, it's supernatural and that's okay. Like, that's a little too much, like, leeway I feel like we're giving the director to just say, okay, just show us that there's possessions involved and there's dolls involved, and we'll just accept it. And there's way better doll possession movies, by the way. So just, I don't know, just the pace. And I kind of disagree with the Mike. I think it was an interesting choice, but I think it was a choice that just kept dragging the film down as the film went on. And Nick Cage, all right, yeah, he's Nick Cage, he's psycho, but look, I'm also a makeup prosthetic fan, and you have to go back YouTube, Rich, and look at it again. It looks like, I said this in my review, he's wearing makeup prosthetics. Like, the character looks like he's wearing prosthetics because it's so bad looking that all I could think of is because it's low budget, they couldn't afford a good makeup person, because you can really make people look scary. I mean, look at all the great scary makeup that's out there. And I was waiting any second now for him to peel that face off and reveal that he's like some crazed killer that's been on the loose for decades. I'm like, there he is. but no, that's his face, and it's so fake looking. Like Tim Curry played Darkness in 1986 that Rob Bottin made him look like the devil, and it looks pitch perfect. And it's 2024, and Nick Cage looks like someone wearing something from Spirit Halloween. I'm done. There.
I love it. I'm done.
I didn't love the prosthetics either. That's why my favorite scene of his is the opening where it's just from here down.
Yeah.
Right, which
Because
is
I agree. I didn't like the. I'm agreeing with that part.
The whole head. Yeah, it's just. No,
Are you guys familiar with Paul Stanley? Who Paul Stanley is?
From Kiss?
From Kiss.
Yes. Okay.
Look
now,
at us.
here's
Yeah,
this-
Kiss.
Rich's favorite band, by the way.
Okay, when he's in the interrogation room, I swear he's channeling Paul Stanley there with his face, his lips thing he's doing. I was like, man, I see Paul Stanley right there.
Yeah.
And he just started singing Kiss
Paul
songs in the
Stanley
theater.
was in there. Yeah.
I
wish
think Dave
Paul
might have not liked this because obviously he didn't bring us to the top with his score. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you four were like polar opposites.
So you landed right in the middle. It ended up.
So I was like in the middle somewhere going, okay.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I put my scores together and I got your guys' scores and I was like, wow. So I got to do this. Spoonful of snow helps the cold go down. And Jay says, make sure it's not yellow.
Yellow.
No yellow snow.
Jay,
That's
I wish
not
you
lemon.
could've went with us to see this.
But anyway, so this is really kind of a love it or hate it type of thing because I've heard both sides too. People were like, "Oh my god, that's the greatest movie," and I'm gonna tell you, my theater was packed.
Mine
was
did.
it?
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
there were people like all over the place. People were leaving early. Some of them were like, "That's too scary." Like there was a woman who was like shaking, and she had to be escorted out because she was so scared.
She must have
in the
never
movie.
seen a movie before.
And I was like,
This was her
I'm
first
not
movie.
seeing that. I'm not seeing that.
Maybe
I mean,
she
I'm
snapped
kinda-
awake out of falling asleep. She's like,
I'm kind of desensitized to the whole thing. So yeah, like
Where
Nate,
am
it's hard. It takes a lot to make me jump.
Yeah.
There's some good jump scares in here. I liked I liked how it was playing like the 90s serial killer movies in the beginning, like Seven and Bone Collector and Untraceable and that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then about midway through, it really pulls a 180 and goes almost completely supernatural, and demonic. And there's stuff in the corner, and there's somebody sitting in the chair with the veil, and there's crazy stuff. What did it for me was there's one scene. This is not a big spoiler. There's one scene where the FBI agent is looking at the store. I'm not going to say where she's at. And a cockroach crawls out from underneath it. Scared the shit out of me. I can't stand cockroaches, man. That's like Rich's with spiders. I am with cockroaches. And I saw that and I was like,
So your scariest part of this movie was
the cockroach.
Is
the cockroach.
David.
That scared the crap out of me.
That's
So
bad.
So I agree. I didn't care for the ending. I didn't care for the story. I thought the story dragged on too long. What I did like, I love the shots. I liked what Oz did with the shots. But I'm gonna say, like, my favorite part was the marketing strategy here, with how they marketed this, with the phone number and the website, with the doll maker murders.
Yeah, it was old school.
All that kind. That was old school stuff. It was like Samuel L. Jackson
Like
calling you
snakes
about
on a
snakes on the
plane.
plane,
Yeah.
right? It was like that. And
Cloverfield with the fake
Cloverfield.
Facebook profiles and stuff.
Well, I
Yeah.
wish I would have seen snakes on a plane instead.
movie's
so
awesome.
I didn't
Right?
love it, but I did like it, and I liked it. I liked it a little more than I thought I would. I came out of the theater. My wife absolutely hated it, so she was like, "That was dumb." I was like, "Okay." So I can see that this is a house divided, and I think that's the way people are going to be. They're either going to really like this or really not like it.
I agree.
And because this is a very, very much an acquired taste.
Nate, are you going to buy this?
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah,
too.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I did like it a lot. I think to piggyback off David, I think the marketing strategy was brilliant, and it worked because this had a sub $10 million budget. It's made up almost $35 million already. So like It's making neon money. I love a good, underdog story of a small movie, making some cash. They marketed the hell out of it because my theater was absolutely first. The theater I tried to go to was full, so I had to go to a later show because it was too packed. And then when I ended up in, filled up too. So I was like, why is there so many people here? I'm not used to it anymore. I'm used to seeing it in like
I never saw any of the
theaters
I
anymore.
just watched one trailer.
Like,
that's all I did.
I went to Twisters today and it was maybe 25 people in there. And I went to see Longlegs and it was full. So, it was weird. But anyway, I agree. The marketing was genius.
Yeah, I thought the marketing was amazing. And I went to the first showing on Saturday morning and it was a packed house. I thought maybe the theater would be pretty much empty and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Because I really thought my wife would just walk out of the theater, and she almost did. Because she just doesn't like horror movies at all. And for her to go, that was stupid. It wasn't like that was scary. I didn't like it. She said that was stupid. So I'm like, okay. So I trust her judgment as well. I think this can go either way. And that's what it did on the show. And that's why this is kind of in the middle of the pack. Because, there are 2 really high scores, 2 lower scores, and then I'm in the middle. So speaking of which, let's go to our highlights.
I have a ton. I had to have the highest score.
So, let's start with Mike.
Tell us in the audience who's got the lowest, who's got the highest.
So, pretty much everybody's saying Mike with the lowest.
Wow.
And they're saying that Nate and Rich are close, like for the highest. So I don't think this isn't too much of a stretch to think who got the lowest and who got the highest here. But if you guys have a guess, go ahead and put it in there. So Mike, your highest is a 7 for visuals, 6 for acting and trailer, and then everything's in 5s and 4s, and a 2 for the cast.
You're so
I
brutal.
knew the stage. That was it. I didn't know anything
You don't know
else.
Micah Monroe? No? Blair Underwood? You know Blair Underwood?
Blair Underwood.
I've never heard of these names ever.
So we'll do Nate. So we'll go 1 low, 1 high. So for Nate has 10s for acting, trailer, visuals, direction, sound, and genre. 9s for ending, story, and subgenre. Lowest score is an 8 for cast. Huck has pretty much a lot of 7s: cast, acting, trailer, story, visuals, and genre, and then 6s for sound and subgenre. Lowest score is a 5 for direction. Rich has 10s for trailer, visuals, sound, and genre. 9s for story, direction, and subgenre. 8s for acting and ending. 7 is the lowest for cast. For me, I have 10s for visuals and direction and subgenre. 9s for acting, trailer, sound, genre, and then 6s for cast, ending, and story. So let's go to our final scores on Longlegs, putting Huck and Mike out of their misery, getting this off the list so they don't have to worry about it anymore. IMDb is getting this a 7.3. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 87%, audience score 64%. Rich gave it a 90. I gave it an 86. Nate with the highest score at 95. Huck with 65. Mike with the lowest score at 49. Total average score 77.
I feel I was probably too generous. I came down, to Dave and I said, don't rate it when you're angry.
Yeah, don't score angry.
I waited, Nate, I waited a day later, and so I tossed a lot of 7s in there. So if it had been fresh out of the cinema, I'd have been fighting for Mike for that 49.
Yeah. Mike was like, F this movie.
Yeah, I'm rating it bad.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Check the by the numbers message or on Instagram real quick. I sent you something.
And
You guys are Mike is all of a sudden gonna be
Is it
kicked out
you
of the stream.
shirtless? What is this?
yeah.
You're like banned from the channel forever.
Gonna put a little
Yes,
X over him.
some mystery guest. He hates the good stuff.
Hey, I sent you a secret message. Check that out. Really.
Yeah, can I
I was like-
leave?
Mike disappears.
Assassinate Mike. No.
There you go. So
I need-
who
I need
said
to
okay,
leave.
who gave the cast a 2? Who gave cast a 2?
That was Mike.
That was me.
Okay, just because you didn't know anybody after that. See, the way I
only knew
understood
Nick Cage, yeah.
the way I understood scoring is it's 2 for everyone you recognize, and then 1 for everyone else that you just don't even know.
It's
So-
it's by if you recognize their face or name, but you don't remember where you like say, oh, I know that guy, but I can't remember where from. That's 1 point. If you don't know the guy at all, no points.
Oh, okay. Mine would have been lower then, because I didn't know. I didn't even know Micah. Yeah, like I didn't even know.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I would say I would take
recognize Micah, but not by name.
Like
and
Micah,
I knew,
Alicia,
I knew Blair
Michelle.
Underwood and Nicolas Cage, and then I knew the mom, Micah's mom.
Alicia Witt.
Yeah,
I knew all
remembered
4 of
her.
them.
He
when I
Huck,
saw
you
them,
giving
so.
too high of scores over there.
I did take out 3. Yeah.
No,
Is Alicia Witt the one from Mad Men or something?
it's
What is she?
Locked.
I don't know if she was on Mad Men.
What is she
She's
from?
like she's
But
like
like
Wasn't
The
she in
the name sounds
Legend?
familiar.
was she
Urban
Urban Legend?
Oh, okay. Like I thought I knew her name, and then I was looking at her pictures. I'm like,
she was like she was like
Well, she-
her and
she
Blair
was- she
Underwood
was
were
in
both popular in
the-
the 90s, I think.
Yeah, she was in the original Dune.
Oh.
Urban Legend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man,
okay.
that was like 30 years ago. You think I'm going to remember that? Come on now.
Come on, Mike.
I
you gotta
remembered
do some
it.
history
I'm
here.
looking
She
like
did-
crazy.
she did-
I'm like, what's
He did
happening?
Orange is the New Black.
What is this?
I'm gonna laugh so hard if Despicable Me is number 1.
Oh,
I'm
Did
gonna
better.
be
it
upset.
deserve it.
There's
It
no
deserves
way.
it, by
There's
far.
no way.
But I think I remember her most from Walking Dead. She was in the Walking Dead series. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
I watched that a lot.
Yeah.
Whew,
I love
3
Mike.
down.
I love Mike
All right.
Monroe. She's
All
great.
right, keep it going. What
Yeah,
are
I
we-
thought she did a good job. I liked her in this.
Mike and I need to pick me up after that one.
We do. I think you guys need to pick me up. We need a palate cleanser.
Please be Despicable Me 4 because y'all like that.
Whoa.
Share the
Is that
ring.
payback, Nate?
Yes. Revenge.
Yes.
Despicable
There's
Me 4.
there's revenge for you.
You know
That's
what's
my
weird?
groove.
I'll be
Right.
honest with you guys. I like the first 3 movies. I didn't see this one, but I liked. They're not my favorite, but I do like. I don't like the Minions, the spin-offs, but I like the mainline Despicable Me movie. So I mean, I'm interested to see what y'all say because I don't really hate that movie. All jokes aside, I thought. I think the first
Relax.
3 are
What
pretty
link am I sharing? Let me know.
That's the after party link.
good. Ball
Yeah.
Daddy.
Daddy. Okay.
That's
Um,
right. Baldy Daddy.
Big Daddy
Big
Baldy
Daddy
Man.
Baldy Man.
Oh, that's Despicable Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I thought she was somebody's calling Dave Daddy. And
I thought somebody was making fun of me, and I was like, "Big Daddy Bald Man, what is going on?"
No.
Where's your chat moderators? Do you have any?
Yeah, I know. I need a moderator.
I know there's no
All right.
wrenches over here.
Yeah.
No wrenches. Well,
Relax.
we haven't really needed a moderator because
Yeah.
everybody's usually
Just
pretty
in case.
respectful. So I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to start recruiting.
Whoever's here every week,
all
Jay, maybe.
Maybe Jay. I know Rev wanted to do it, but then I only saw him like a couple times. So
Caveman's always the best. He's always good for a wrench.
Oh, caveman. Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea who you are.
All right, let's move
Man,
on.
right
I
there.
have
Let's
no
move
idea
on.
who you are. Let's move on. I'm gonna put you on timeout. You better.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
So let's see. Rich, what do you think got number 3?
It better be fucking Despicable Me 4. That's all I'm fucking saying.
Jay volunteers. Give me a blue wrench. I'll give you a blue wrench, brother. I just got to learn how to do it. All right, Despicable Me. Huck, what do you think?
I still think there's some surprise left in that tank. Okay. Interesting.
5 hours later.
All right. So I don't think anyone's really said it yet in a position like this. So I'll say "Fly Me to the Moon" is finally gonna make it
finally gonna show its face. All right,
Yeah.
Nate, what do you think?
Yeah, I said that earlier, and it still hasn't happened, so I'll go back to it.
Okay.
Go back to Fly Me to the
All
Moon.
right, Mike, what do you think?
Yep, I'm on that moon rocket ship as well.
Moon rocket ship. All right. So
Which one? The fake?
Rich, why are you shaking
real?
your head like this was some masterpiece movie that you saw? You're
I
you're like,
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
okay,
but I don't think
you're
I scored
no
it high
way,
either.
not Fly Me to the Moon with Channing Tatum.
I thought he was charming in this.
With Scarlett Johansson. All right.
It still has some surprises, Rich. I think it's still going to do well. Let's hear it.
All right. Our number 3 movie, you guys, is Despicable Me 4.
There it is. There it is.
What in the world?
Finally,
remember-
it's at
what is
number
happening?
3.
I need to hold
Yeah.
my plushies now.
This okay.
Let's look at sit this
Go
one out.
Minions.
I
I've
didn't
got
see
the
this.
little. I've got the rock popcorn maker, the Mega Minion one. I have no idea where it is. I think my granddaughter took it. But okay. Nate, you didn't watch this, so I'm not going to go to your thoughts yet. But you
I
will
give
be
this one a
commentary.
0 out of 100, but I'm just going to enjoy the conversation.
Enjoy the conversation. Mike, I'm going to go to you first. It seems like you liked it. What did you like about it?
Yeah, it gave me exactly what I wanted. A fun family animated movie. It had great comedic moments. The voice cast was excellent. I love the villain setup. You had the Mega Minions. Mega, it's in the name. Mega Mike, Mega Minions. They were awesome. I loved all the movie references in there. It was just really entertaining. Wasn't that long of a runtime. Like, and after seeing all the boring movie, Longlegs, Bikeriders, like, oh my gosh, can we just have a fun movie now? Boom, Despicable Me 4 comes in and just does it good. Rich is like, what are you saying over there?
Shaking his head like something stinks in his apartment. It's like,
Rich, what are your thoughts on it, Rich?
I fell asleep in this movie. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen it all before, and all the other ones. There's nothing new here. You know what you're gonna get. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Huckster, where are you going with
okay,
this?
I'll take over here now. All right, that's terrible. All right. So, yes, I'm sort of like on the two trains. Rich, I will say I do feel like it's a lot of the same, but in that, what you do get is like very fast, funny, frenetic animation. Like the thing about Despicable Me's movies that are different than, say, like Pixar, is that the energy in that animation is almost unmatched. It's just everything is like bam, 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 bam. It's always like coming at you. I didn't really laugh during this, which upset me. Like I smiled, but I never really laughed, and that I was having a problem with that, which is why I thought it was maybe a lot of the same, right? A lot of the same stuff. But I think visually, like as a family film, great. I mean, it is fantastic, perfect to bring the kids to. It's cute. It's got great voiceover talent. So I think that's what's putting it so high up on this list, is all of its sort of pedigree, rather than, say, the story. The story is what I would say is the weakest part of this film, even though it looked visually, yeah. And the Mega Minions were fun because it's something a little bit different. You get some now you get some superhero minions. So it was nice to have something, at least in regards to the minions, something new. Because otherwise it's all the same. Abadoo, slap me on the ass. Aha, and it's just constant like minions stuff. And I'm like, I've seen that stuff to death now. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't laugh at it. It's cute to look at, and kids are laughing in the audience. Like there's a packed house.
I'm laughing, you know.
Yeah, Mike's laughing. He's hugging his dolls while he does it. He's like, ah.
Man, I was having a good old time.
But you know, that's why I think it is like your theater experience. Like Rich, when you saw it with all your friends there, I love that. I'm envious. I sincerely think I probably would have liked the movie better if I was with those people. But it also allowed me to see it for what it is to me, which is an unfiltered experience. And for me, that one put me to sleep. So, but yeah, Despicable Me. There you go.
Interesting. Well, you guys in the chat, pipe in on who you think got the lowest and highest score, because you might actually be surprised on this one.
Oh shit! I probably give it the highest score.
As far as I was concerned, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I liked the throwback to the other villains in here.
Yeah.
I liked
That was funny.
I liked the fun stuff. I thought that I thought that the wife should have had more action in it, and you don't really get that because it's mainly focused on Gru and the son, and of course I'm just spoiler alert, the brother is not in this, and I really kind of wanted more of a continuation of 3. Man, they did kind of write it out like, oh, the brother can't be there and blah blah blah, and your mom can't be here, so we're just going to write those out. So I feel like Huck has the lowest and David has the highest. Ooh,
I don't know. I mean, if Dave has the highest, then he's got pretty whore. What did I just say? He's got pretty whore.
Yeah, I must have a good head.
Pretty high. Wow.
If I give it a good score, I must have a great head. But cuckoo.
What the hell? Sorry, I had a spastic attack there.
I must be cuckoo. But speaking of cuckoo, the minions are crazy. I didn't like the Minion movie by itself, but I like them as a sidekick to Gru's character and what was going on. So that's interesting. Oh, let's see. What's Prince say? Prince says 86 out of 100. Grant says Mike will have the highest score. So I find that's interesting. So now, Nate, you saw the other 3.
Yes.
So I do want to kind of get you involved here on color. So did you see the
Despicable Me.
trailer for this? Was there?
Yes. I did. Again, not my favorite franchise, but I like them. I don't like the Minions standalone movies. I think a little Minion goes a long way. So I actually like them as a side character.
Let me give it a second. Nate has the low because he didn't watch it, Jay. So he doesn't count. You're only picking out of the 4 of us, bro.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay with the not paying attention.
What?
Anyway, the trailer, you know what? It never grabbed me, but I don't think it. To me, at this point, the 4th one, they're not really going to give you much as far as the story. They showed a bunch of Minion clips. They show them turn super, and that's the trailer. And there's a baby. Like, they have a baby. So they didn't show. I have no idea who the villain is in this. I have no idea what the storyline is. So I can't say it's an amazing trailer. It just looks like another Despicable Me movie. So to Rich's point, and kind of like, piggyback a little bit, it seems like more of the same. But if you like that, it might still be good. So I'll probably check it out when it comes on strike. Like, I usually take my niece to these animated movies, and I asked her, I was like, "Do you want to see this?" And she was like, "Meh."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we saw Inside Out 2, and she liked that. Well, she just turned 12, so she's getting a little older. So she's like, "This might be a little too low brow for her." She's like, "Oh, I like a little bit more." But anyway, I'm sure we'll watch it when it comes to like, what is this? Peacock. When it comes to Peacock, I'll check it out. But it looks fine. I'm sure it was decent.
It's the first animated franchise to crack the 5 billion mark. So we talked about
they're funny.
So
we talked about that on the Morning Mug. That was interesting.
I'm like of all the things, like Cars, Incredible, and The Incredibles. Yeah, it bested all those.
Did they count the Minions in that, or did they just?
I'm sure they did. Yeah, it's all part of that.
It's the same universe. Yeah.
So it's curious, like when you get the next Shrek, when you get Shrek 5, so that'll be 5 Shreks against 5 Minions, like where they'll stack up.
I don't think none of the Shreks have made $1 billion.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I think they're all around 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
I prefer Shrek. Well, you know what though? Honestly, I don't like Shrek 3 and 4 that much. I only like the first 2. But Despicable Me is
never mind.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Forget what I said.
You know which one is really good? Because this is Illumination, the Dream. Where I like the How to Train Your Dragon. I wish they would do another one of those. Those are really good.
They're doing a live action, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I'm not as interested. Just leave it animated.
Yeah, leave it animated.
It's good animated. What are they doing? But
so this movie's made a little bit over 450 million worldwide.
Had a great opening weekend.
With $100 million budget, so it's got its money. You know they're going to do.
Twisters should eat into it a little bit this weekend, and then Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Eat everything up.
So
Yep. All right. How do we do, Dave?
All right,
Great.
how do we do? Let's go to
Drop
our highlights
landing.
on it. Rich, Mikey, Huck, the Crow, or Blade?
That was so random.
That's very random, Prince.
It
We're
is.
not even on that.
Which one do you want to see more, or the originals, or the new ones?
no. And he asked me that on my Instagram live. the
Yeah,
other
I
night,
remember
too. He
that.
just asked which one you liked, the Crow or Blade.
At first, I thought he was ranking how we ranked Minions until he got to Crow and Blade, and I'm like, oh, it's Nate known as
So
Crow,
they're just asking
and
you a question.
Me and Dave.
Dave is known as Blade.
I guess.
What
I
do
guess.
not know?
I don't mind being called Blade. I can handle it. That's fine.
I'm gonna change my
I'm
name.
gonna go the Crow.
All right. So for this one, let's go to Huck first.
Yeah.
Huck, you have a 10 for cast, 9s for visuals, sound, genre, and subgenre, 8 for acting and trailer, and then 7s for the rest. Rich has 10s for cast, sound, and genre, 9 for visuals, 8 for subgenre, 7 for ending, story, and direction. The rest are lower. Mike, you have a 10 for cast, 8 for ending, direction, sound, and I think that's it. Yep. And then 7s for acting, story, visuals, and genre. I have 10s for cast and visuals, a 9 for genre, 8 for ending, and then 7s for acting, trailer, story, direction, and subgenre. My lowest was acting. But
Well, this is going to be a surprise.
and Nate didn't do anything, so no score for Nate. So let's go to our final scores on this. You might be surprised. Let's go to our final scores on Despicable Me 4.
If
You
Rich
guys
gave
coming
it
in
the highest.
third place.
I know, I did.
I think it's me.
IMDb gave it a
Yeah.
6.3. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 55%. Audience score 89%. Rich gave it a 79. I gave it a 77. Huck with the highest score at 83, and Mike with the lowest at 73, for a grand total average of 78.
So you were lying, Mike. You hate this movie. You liar.
70 is a very good score. 70 is good.
Not as good as my score.
7 is a good number, right? Like 777, good numbers.
Average.
So, like, when it gets to the subgenre, right? If it's family, like, what? Because you love it and it's got the Minions. Like, why were you giving it 7s? I figured it if anything, it nails its genres perfectly. Like, it's a great family and it's great animation. Like, that's why I scored it high on those, just because it nails those aspects. Not that I think it's the best animated and best family movie, but because using the ranking, I feel it does those.
Well,
things.
as far as the genre goes, animated, which I think animation is great. I love that. But with family, I want it to be able to appeal to all audiences. That's what I look for. I look for something that's a complete family movie, and I don't think that stacks up here. I gave it a 7 because I think there are ages that would not be interested in seeing this. I think this is kind of geared toward younger kids and maybe the older parents. I don't think the teenagers would watch it. I don't think,
I agree. Yeah.
I have that thing where does it appeal to all ages is kind of where I look for in a family movie.
Yeah, I guess I kind of rated it as strictly a, like you said, kid parent movie. So,
Right.
Yeah, my niece, she didn't want to see it. She's 12. She said, that looks a little too...
You know what? Honestly, mine's 16. She's like, nah.
Yeah.
So
the color black just means that it's a score, Prince. It doesn't mean anything special.
But when Despicable Me 3 came out, she wanted to watch that one.
Yeah.
right.
Maybe,
She's
now
young.
she's a little older.
So,
Yeah.
but we have the scores, and I do have a review from our very own movie buff Grant for Despicable Me 3. So you guys keep your shirts on and check out this review.
Hey guys, Movie Buff Grant over here, and today I am going to be doing by the numbers for Dave and Rich on Despicable Me 4. Now, this movie is one of my favorite movies of the year. I will not spoil it for anyone that has not seen the 4th movie yet, but I enjoyed it a lot. This is Illumination's best project for me. And yes, I did have lunch to go with it, like loose meat sandwiches with a cream of mushroom soup, and a little bit of French fries, which I call them the hose of Rich's potatoes. And also, it is one of my favorite sequels of the year, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to let Dave do my scores, and I am just going to call with it. So, see you later.
Call the French fries the hose.
Well, we just call them hose. They're Rich's hose.
Oh
We're
my
gonna
God.
play the hose, please.
They're potato hose.
The loose meat sandwich.
Loose meat
with
sandwich
cream
with
of
cream mushroom
mushroom.
soup. Cream
Rich's
of mushroom
favorite.
soup.
That was funny.
Love it.
Oh, we love you, Grant.
Made Prince hungry.
Rich, when you guys did that Iowa meetup, did you all get together and get some loose meat sandwiches or
No, we
No.
did not. We went to a sports bar and then we ate at the theater.
failure? That was a missed opportunity to show
That was a
everybody
missed
what Iowa's
opportunity.
all about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no, you gave
disappointed
it a
in
higher
you.
score, Prince. You're at 86. So you gave it the highest score out of everybody, I think, unless somebody's not, because Huck was the highest with 83. Grant gave it an 81. So good score, Grant. Thank you for
We appreciate
thank you for
Grant.
putting your review in. Thank you for keeping your shirt on. Because that's
Fucking incredible.
Classic.
love it. All right, we got two more movies left. We have MaXXXine and Fly Me to the Moon.
Look at
Which
this.
Which one do you guys think is going to take second place? And Huck, I'm going to start with you because we're back to you.
All right.
50-50 shot.
I think it's right. I think it's fascinating that it comes down to basically a romantic comedy and sort of a horror / crime thing. Come on in.
I don't think that was for us, right?
No, that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't. For you.
Come on.
I don't-
All right.
All right. Sorry. So
That's okay.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that MaXXXine might have some. We'll go MaXXXine 2 and Fly Me 1. I think Fly Me to the Moon is gonna win. There you go.
Wow. Bold. Love it.
I think
Nate,
that romantic comedy that people
romantic
just love,
comedy is going to hit you.
It's a feel good movie.
I've been picking Fly Me to the Moon since 6. So at this point, I cannot.
Stay with
I
it.
don't care. I gotta stick with it.
I'm staying on the ship.
I'll die on this hill. It's
Die
gotta
on
be
this
Fly Me to the
vessel.
Moon.
I'm staying with Fly Me to the Moon.
Yes,
I love
MaXXXine
it,
gotta
Nate.
be number one of these.
I love your
The
determination.
only logic I have to use.
Total commitment.
Total commitment. I'm down for it. I love it. Mike, what are your thoughts? Fly
I
Me to the
agree.
Moon or MaXXXine?
Moon for sure. Come on.
Moon for sure. He's not even. I hate
Rich
this
must
show.
have gave this a
Moon.
99. Fly Me to the Moon. 'Cause He
No,
likes these kind of movies, so
I do like these kind of movies.
He loves
I
love.
know.
Rich,
I do
how much
love
do you
love.
love Fly Me to
Come
the
on,
Moon?
Rich. Come on, Rich.
But
What do you think?
Come on, you and
but
me.
I am gonna go with Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon is
This
number
wasn't
two.
the best romantic comedy that I've seen this year, but I still enjoyed it.
All right, so either I'm taking everything or these guys.
Yeah. So
Crushed
Huck's
it.
lone wolf in it. Corey was in control of where we went to eat. So I guess Corey was in control of your food.
Oh, he bossed you guys around and tell
Bossing
where to
you guys
eat.
around, huh?
Ah, interesting. Who's
Now,
your commander.
Prince is on board with you, Huck. He says MaXXXine. Our number 2 movie this week, you guys, is
Oh,
Fly Me to the Moon.
There you go. All right.
I got it so wrong. I picked it 5 times. And
You did.
I'm finally right. It's just like Thomas Edison. You just learned 10,000 ways
I
not to
kind of
be
like.
right.
I kind of like this movie too, but
Yeah.
again, I liked
I liked it.
I liked all of the movies, so it was hard for me to. Usually, I'll pick one that I scored low and be like, maybe other people too. But this one was tough because they were all kind of like decent to high scores for me. So
Yeah, really, the scores aren't that different all the way across the board, except for some of the extremes that we had.
yeah.
But as far as the average scores, the lowest being 72 and the highest is like 83 something. So we're really like there's only like 11 or 12 points difference between number 6 and number 1 as far as the average score goes. It's just really interesting because we all have different viewpoints, how our scores all come together. And I really dig that. And I love having you guys on the show because of your differences of opinion and how we can come together and score this and joke about it and have a great time.
Yeah, there's nothing like
and Nate and Dave gets off on all the math.
And I love doing the math. So doing the average of 5 people, I was like, oh man,
if
I need a
Exorcism
nap.
didn't get scrapped, it definitely would have been 6. I feel like pretty confident.
I would
say
agree.
it would have been 6. Yeah,
that shit
like a
terrible.
slam
even with
dunk
David's
6.
90 points, it would have been bad.
I doubt I would have not done that.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
I want to give this movie a special shout out. My uncle actually was an extra in this movie. Now I couldn't find him. I looked everywhere.
I looked everywhere. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I asked my aunt. I'm like, what scene? What is happening when he would be there? And she was like, oh, there's he's on a beach. And I'm like, there's like 2 or 3 scenes where there's a beach, but it's kind of in the background, far, no shot. So I didn't find him. He went to this filmed a while ago because he went like 2 years ago. And it was like in North Carolina, which I'm in Florida, and this is all set in like Daytona, like Cocoa Beach. Cocoa Beach,
Florida,
yeah, Cocoa Beach is about 25 minutes from my house. But it was not in, they didn't film here. So it was in North Carolina. But shout out to him for being an extra in the movie. I couldn't find him, but maybe if I watch it again and pause it, I'll be able to locate him. I thought the movie was
like maybe it's like a Fight Club thing where he shows up in just like one frame.
Yeah, he played a NASA. he played like a NASA worker. Yeah, like NASA
Tyler
worker
Durden.
number 53. So I don't know. I didn't see him though. But cool. That was pretty cool that he was in the movie. He said Ray Romano is very nice. That's what he said. He said Ray Romano was very nice, and Channing Tatum was very nice, and Scarlett Johansson didn't talk to any of them, but he said she was beautiful. So there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. All right.
But,
Mike, what are your thoughts on Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah, it was a cute romantic comedy, and it was different than I expected. Like, I didn't expect as much of the business side of things and the advertising. I thought they really went into that, so I thought that was a different angle to it. But yeah, it was cute. Good actors in there. It's delightful. I don't think it's the best rom-com of all time, but I'd watch it again. Why not?
Yeah, I could see that. Rich, what's your take on this?
Kind of said what Mike says. I liked the Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. I think the more I see Channing Tatum, he just gets better and better each time. I liked where he's all charming and then he flips a switch when they're talking shit about the people that died. I really liked. I think that's one of my favorite scenes. I like the fake moon landing. I kind of like that aspect of it. I would definitely watch this again. I'll probably add this to the collection at some point. Not day one.
Because it's an Apple movie. You're never going to get it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's never coming out.
You're not adding anything, okay? Except your watch list on Apple TV Plus.
There you go. I didn't realize it was an Apple TV movie.
Yeah, you got that big apple in the beginning. That
was a giveaway.
That was like a
joint thing. Columbia. It was like Columbia and Apple, I think.
So because Columbia's Sony, right?
Yes.
So maybe
Maybe. But Argyle was also someone else and Apple, and that's not. I don't think we're going to see that either.
Well, Argyle was trash anyway.
I'm not. I wouldn't be too disappointed if I didn't see Argyle. Coming out in physical. I liked it, but I didn't like it that much.
Unless they get an overseas one, like Killers of the Flower Moon, then maybe you can import it.
All right, Huck, what are your thoughts on this?
I was super charmed by this. I wish it would have been the last thing I saw, not Snorlegs.
No,
Snorlegs. But no, I was. I thought the chemistry between them was fantastic. We haven't brought up Woody Harrelson yet, but Woody is the aide to the president who goes to get her. It's very. I just love Woody's so good in everything that he's in. Yeah. And so that was a fun dynamic because, he's telling her, you're going to show my moon landing no matter what, because give or take, we got to have the better looking one just in case something goes wrong. You got to show mine. And so it's all about will they, won't they? it was fun, and I think the lowest tick I gave was probably in the romance, because there's not a ton of the romance part, more so than just the connection. Like, they have a sweet connection, but it's not based on that. It's based on their
Huck, did you
jobs.
want them, like banging on screen or what?
No. What I'm saying is,
for it to be romance, there's got to be yum yum happening.
What I'm saying is, there's not even a lot of like making out or anything.
You want some tongue. You need some tongue.
Man, mine's getting all graphic and dirty. Yeah, I'm just saying, when it's a romantic comedy, you have to have some romance, and there wasn't any romance.
Okay,
it was
so
chemistry.
The red lights are on. Let's talk about. Let's talk about the yum yum.
I mean, Channing Tatum should have taken that girl.
Fly me to the moon.
Put her in the back of his car. Wow. All right, this took a turn.
It did.
All right, and we're back.
I agree with you, Huck. Actually, though, I know exactly what you're saying, and I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, and that's the guy's pretty. And I don't mind it too, because so many films lean on the romance part as a crutch. Like, if it's not in there, people won't go see the movie. But I like that it had something else to offer, which is two people doing their jobs despite having a connection. I mean, right away he tells her she's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in a bar, and that's because he doesn't intend to see her again. Yeah. So then now that becomes like an issue. Like, okay, now you know I find you hot, but now I got to work with you, and you're kind of doing something I don't like. And I felt that was like instantly an interesting, dynamic for them to overcome.
Yeah,
through the film.
For me, as far as the romantic comedy goes, that was foreplay. They were back and forth, and
tons of foreplay. Just no sex, like Mike says. No doing the nasty.
No tongue on screen.
No red light.
No tongue on screen. They weren't banging. So Nate,
it's rated R, man.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah, I agree actually with like everything everyone said. Altogether, the only thing I'll add is I thought it was a little. One thing I thought was weak was the whole. It was a little long. First of all, I did feel the runtime a bit. I was like, by the time I got to the end, I was like, I'm ready for this to be over.
It's well over 2 hours.
It should have been less than 2 hours.
Correct. Totally, hour 45, and this would have been like just perfect. The whole thing of like her mystery secret was underwhelming when you find out what it is. Like, me and my mom were con women, and now I got into advertising. It's like, that's it. Like, Woody Harrelson really makes it like it's gonna be like she killed somebody
like
and
murder.
Wanted.
She was a bad girl. Come on.
No, that's not that big of a deal. Like, oh, she used to do cons with her mom. Like, okay. So I thought it was underwhelming. That's all I'm saying. Like, it could have been better. I love Scarlett Johansson as a performer, like as an actress. Love her. I like Channing Tatum. He's cool. I like Ray Romano. I really like Jim Rash in this because I love him.
He's so good.
He's so funny.
Jim Rash cracked me up.
Oh my god!
I thought he stole the comedy bit. He was really funny.
He was the funniest part because I don't think this is a rom-com, but it's not overly romantic or funny. It's just kind of a little bit of both. But it looks nice. It has a decent story. Like you guys mentioned, there's that extra story of like the Woody Harrelson, the fake moon landing. At least there's other stuff to keep you engaged.
Right on.
So I thought it was fine. I thought it was a solid film. I liked it.
Noise.
Okay, so I really like this. I had a lot of fun in the theater watching it. I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. This was and you guys, if you want to pipe up in the chat to see who got the say who got the lowest and the highest score, because we're all pretty close in score, to be honest. But first of all, my conspiracy theory about the moon landing was almost realized in this movie. So that right off the bat raised the story points for me. I did want to, in totally unrelated topic, I did want to see the characters from Hidden Figures in the movie. This is a cameo. I would have loved to see Taraji P. Henson run into the bathroom or something. Would have been hilarious. I would have just died. Jim Rash steals the comedy here. I think he's fantastic. I like Channing Tatum. I think he's actually a good comedic actor. And and the chemistry with him and Scarlett Johansson was okay. So I wasn't too off on that. But there's sometimes where the chemistry just doesn't work, like Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman in that one movie that we watched, Rich, and I was just like, oh man, the chemistry just does not work.
That wasn't good.
And even to the cameo by Colin Jost,
Oh my God,
Scarlett Johansson's husband has a cameo in this. When I saw him, I was like, oh dude. I looked over at Martha, I'm like, that's her real husband.
That was such a great little gem. That was perfect.
You know what's funny? My best friend I went to see this with didn't know that, like, is not into like pop culture like that. And I'm like, oh, that's her real husband. And she's like, ew. Why?
Ew.
I'm like, what? He's funny. So she has no idea who Colin Jost is. So she was mad at me when she's like, why'd you tell me that? I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought
that would be funny. I thought that'd be like a thing surprise.
That's the point of the gag.
My wife doesn't know who that is either, but she didn't go, ooh. She was like, really?
Yeah. Cool. I was like, you're mean. She was like,
yeah, how rude.
Like, okay, relax.
Colin's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the movie, I enjoyed it. It worked. It's not like you guys said, it's not the greatest thing out there. I did think it was long. It should have been about 140, 145, and it would have been stellar. But to go, and I guess I meant that as a pun. But to have it 212, I was feeling that. I was feeling that. I was like, man, okay, this is getting a little long. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, rom-coms don't tend to run that long either.
No, rom-coms usually are pretty short. So this was.
But you know what's interesting is we didn't bring up is Greg Berlanti's the director, and he's known for a lot of the CW stuff, and he's been really good about, Mike, you'll love all that CW superhero DC stuff. So he knows how to bring in really eclectic casts and get that spark going. So a little shout out to Greg Berlanti.
And it looks nice. The movie looks nice. Very well.
It looks fantastic. Visually nice. Yeah. Love the takeoffs and landings.
Feature film?
No. He did Love Simon like a couple years ago.
Yeah, he did Love Simon.
Oh, I've never seen that.
But that's the biggest other one.
But to have Woody Harrelson sing Fly Me to the Moon a cappella, that was an interesting moment. Yep. I can't say I liked it, but it was funny. It was actually kind of cool that he did that. So that was a thing.
Rich, stop yawning. Rich,
stop yawning,
what are you doing?
Jeez,
wake up.
Well, are you watching Longlegs? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
You're an hour behind me. Wake up.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to those numbers.
Let's go through the highlights on this. Let's start with Nate this time.
Oh,
Nate has a 10 for cast, and then we have 8s for acting, visuals, direction, and sound, 7s for story, genre, and subgenre. Huck has a 9 for cast, trailer, ending, and then 8s for acting, story, visuals, direction, sound, and genre. Rich has 10s for cast and visuals, 9s for acting and story, 8s for ending, direction, sound, genre, and subgenre. Mike has a 9 for visuals and a 9 for sound, an unprecedented 8 for cast.
Whoa. He knows these people.
Also 8s for ending, story, and direction, and then 7s for acting, genre, and subgenre. I have a 9 for cast and trailer and ending, 8s for acting, story, visuals, direction, sound, and genre.
Same thing.
So, and like Huck, I did think the romance was a little low, but I still enjoyed it, and I think I enjoyed it more because there wasn't so much romance. Because I don't love love as much as Rich loves love. David with the high, Nate with the low. Interesting.
Ooh.
Let's go to our final scores on Fly Me to the Moon, you guys, coming in second place. Chapow. IMDb is giving this a 6.8. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 66%. Audience score 90%. Rich with the highest score at 84. I have an 83. Nate with the lowest score at 74. Hook with an 81. Mike 77. Total average score 79.8.
Look at that.
Good job.
Sounds about right. It sounds
I think
about
it's just because my subgenre was so low because there wasn't enough, furious jumping in this.
Yes. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough banging.
tongue.
Not enough banging and tongue in it.
Furious jumping.
Prince has the highest score at 92. Good job. All right, let's go to our final movie of the night. Our number one movie. Kind of surprising for me, but our number one movie this week. Or do you want to? We could do that. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys. So yeah, Rich sent me a nude of himself, which I'm gonna display.
No.
No, it's a. This is Rich topless. No, he actually sent a digital code that we're giving away to the first person that wants to grab it. If you get it, say you got it in the chat. Rich, what movie is this for?
Major League.
This is for Major League. If you guys want it, whoever wants it can get it. And there it is.
Get it.
If you get it, got it. That's good.
Get the code,
Fucking
man.
Nate's reaction was funny.
I was scared.
Yeah. No nudes.
No nudes.
Nate's all ready to sign out. I'm out.
God, damn it. What is
I do not
happening
want to
here?
see brain.
Aye.
All right. Let me know if you got the code, you guys. So
I get it down. They can pause it.
Yeah, just screenshot it and
Yeah.
say I took it.
Yeah, screenshot it and go back and get it and let me know that you got it. But yeah, let's go to our final movie. MaXXXine coming in at number one this week. Let's see. The potato joke was getting back at Rich for calling Dave's granddaughter an adult joke. Oh, that was the hoe joke. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too, but now it's all coming back to me like a bad penny.
Way long time ago callbacks, and Rich
that joke was a long time ago. Because I had the headphones on Piper, so I couldn't hear anything. Rich makes a hoe joke with Piper on the headphones.
I forgot.
And then Evan's like, his granddaughter's still on the headphones. So yeah, you guys, MaXXXine number one this week. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Rich, I'm going to go to you first. What did you think of MaXXXine?
The weakest out of the three, I think. But I still enjoyed it. I don't know what to say. I mean,
okay, let's go to Huck.
Deep commentary with Rich.
What?
I said deep commentary with Rich.
It's the weakest of the three,
but I liked it.
That's going on a shirt.
Review.
What a review. I don't know what to say about it. Let me
say about it. All right, Huck, what are your thoughts on MaXXXine? We'll come back to you, Rich.
I first of all, I agree with Rich, everything that he said, all of it. So I am though in agreement. I think I would put it third amongst all three. Maybe another watch I'll bump it up. I love that he's tonality wise, like everything has its own 70s and then pre-70s and then 80s, and the look is super distinctive of those times, which I super appreciate Ty West's detail in that. That's the one thing I feel like Oz missed in Longlegs, is that capturing that essence. It was kind of there. It's weird because you're saying it's in the 90s, but with all the wood paneling and the clothing, it feels like the 70s.
I
agree.
Yeah.
So if it was the 90s, I missed that. I thought it was totally in the 70s. But the acting's fantastic. Mia Goth is so good in this role. I am sort of over it though. Like I'm happy to have a trilogy of the Mia Goth trilogy or the X trilogy, whatever we're calling this, the Ty West trilogy. But I am happy to like put this to rest. I don't need another one. X is my favorite. I like the extra, Kevin Bacon is super good in this film as well. Trailer was great. Yeah. And other than that was pretty good, I guess.
All right. Nate, what are your thoughts on MaXXXine?
Love this movie. I loved it. It worked for me. I did not like it as much as X. I'll agree. X is my favorite. I liked it better than Pearl, though. That was the one that was a miss for me. It's like a great performance in an otherwise movie that I didn't really care for.
That's good.
Yeah, like
it's a great way to describe it.
Destroys in that movie. She's so good. But the rest is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This I feel like was a little more well-rounded. But I agree, like with Huck was saying with Ty West, with the not only does he do 3 different time periods, these movies are 3 different genres. The first movie is a slasher, the second one's a character study, and then this is like a giallo inspired murder thriller.
good.
Yeah.
You know, there's literally a giallo scene when that with the guy in the video store. That is straight up Italian 70s horror. Loved it. I was super into it. I also agree with Huck in that I don't need another one of these. I'm perfectly good with these 3.
Yeah, let's call it a day.
Let's call it a day. I've seen enough of MaXXXine. She's a cool character. I like the storyline. I didn't love the weakest part was the ending for me. I feel like it's one of those things where like it should have ended there, and then it kept going, and then it kept going again. Other than that, the first, I don't know if this movie was 95 minutes, the first 90 are like spectacular. Also,
the first 90.
the first 90 of the 95, perfect. That last 5,
that's funny. The first
great
90.
cast. Loved Bobby Cannavale in this. I had a friend who hated his character. I'm like, he's like, everything he said was so stupid. I'm like, but that was the joke, was that he keeps doing these macho cop lines and they never work. They're always dumb. And Michelle Monaghan's always pissed off at him. Kevin Bacon, amazing. Also, last point. This was last year when I went to Universal Studios. They were on the lot. They ran through the Back to the Future set. When Kevin Bacon is chasing her, they ran through the Back to the Future set. They ran to the Psycho House. I'm like, and the fact that I've been there now, I felt the connection. I said, I've walked on those streets. I've been there. 10 out of 10. I didn't give it a 10, but in my head at that moment, 10 out of 10 moment. So I love this movie. I thought it worked. Soundtrack, perfect.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Debicki, perfect. I really enjoyed this one.
Do you know that when they pulled up to the Bates Motel? I used to work at Universal, like doing casting, and they gave us a golf cart, and we can literally drive the golf cart where you see the tour guides go.
Yeah.
And I went to that Bates Motel when no one was around, and we all, a couple of us got out of because the car was still parked there that the Tony Perkins actor comes and throws the body in. So we sat in the car real quick and took a picture, and so as soon as I saw that. Oh.
I did the VIP tour and we didn't get to get off there, but we did get to get off in Hill Valley. So like I walked around and I was like, this is just, and I noticed it. So I told my cousin, because I know he was going to watch. I was like, look at that part. It's Back to the Future. That's they're running through the with the clock tower thing and all that. And so it was a pretty cool little, a cool little moment. I love movies about movies too. So like being on the sets and all that, it was a win for me.
Nice. Mike, what did you think about MaXXXine?
Yeah, the next time I think about seeing a movie like Longlegs, I'm going to say to myself, I will not see a movie I do not deserve, okay? Because I absolutely love MaXXXine. She is an effing star. So good. I mean, Mia Goth is one of the best actresses of our generation. Yeah. She was so good in this movie. X is my favorite still. I hated Pearl. I came out of Pearl almost in tears because I was so disgusted what they did with that movie. But this was really good. This was quite good. I love them turning it into a mystery. It was a way different direction than the other movies. I love the Hollywood aesthetics, the 80s vibe. I've been really digging 80s movies lately. This movie made me gas. I mean, the ball scene, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Man, I just cut them a little bit. No. Oh,
that one scene is better than all of Long.
All the women in my theater clapped. All of them. And cheered.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, that movie.
Wow.
Go, girl.
Again, oh my gosh, that movie shocked and awed me in a good way. It also had a lot of yum yum. Unlike Fly Me to the Moon, there was yum yum in here, so that was
there was banging, so it's a romantic comedy, right?
I could have used a little bit more. We didn't see as much Mia Goth, so maybe the next one we'll see a little bit more of her. But I'm ready for another one. Give me more MaXXXine all day. I love the ending. I love how it tied together. I love like the religious stuff in this movie worked for me where it did not work in Longlegs. Like Longlegs, it made no sense, and here it did make sense, so that was good. I loved everything about this movie. One of the best, I guess, mystery horror thrillers of the year.
You guys might be swaying me to put this at number 2. I had Pearl, but I think maybe MaXXXine. I'm with you, Nate.
I hated Pearl. God,
watch them back to back.
So boring.
See what happens.
But see, I want to see what else Mia Goth can do. Like she's so good as MaXXXine. I just want to see her away from this character and just, see what else she can do.
I hated her.
The new Blade.
I did not like Infinity Pool.
I hated her in Infinity Pool.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
know,
trash it, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
She's
it's not.
screaming the whole time. It's weird.
It's really, yeah, it was
Or
really
whatever the
odd.
name is. Yeah, it was
I-
weird.
I liked her at first, but as the movie developed, she unraveled, and it was just, I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
she'd kind of lost what she
I do
was
think she was
doing.
good, though. She was good
But
in Cure for Wellness as well. I thought she was really good in that.
I did like her in Cure for Wellness. That's with Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's good.
I liked her in that. I like Mia Goth. So I'm gonna go a little bit different than you guys because I
Yeah?
absolutely loved this movie.
There you
Uh,
go.
I will put this as my number one of the three, with X being 2 and Pearl being 3. Because I thought Pearl was a little bit too weird, and that's saying something. You can take that to the bank. When I say it's too weird, that you can take that to the bank. I liked X a lot. Very Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that style. I dig it. I've never seen a Giallo movie, and if this is what they're like, I want to go watch a Giallo movie because I love this format. I love the way it's done. I love the Night Stalker references. I love the music, the acting. I love how when she does that audition. I thought that was
Oh,
fantastic.
she's so good in that.
She just she nailed that, and she even told everyone, "I fucking nailed that."
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
better just go home.
shakes her finger at him. Y'all
Yeah.
should leave. I nailed that.
Oh, I love that scene. It was
That
great.
scene earned the right to get my vote. 100%. My first 100 score here. Well, good, Prince. First 100 score. I would not call this a horror movie, even though
No,
it
no.
definitely says it that it
It's a
says
thriller.
crime
I
horror.
know the balls scene
And
was
I would call it more of a crime thriller. But
it's a crime thriller.
I'm just gonna I'm not gonna put my sack on the line here, but there is a ton of gore in here. There's a ton of gore in here, shotgun blasts,
Balls.
balls, and there I love the gore on this. The practical effects are really cool. So
So,
this
David,
is-
you've
this
not
is-
seen a lot of Giallo?
I think this is my favorite of the group of all 6 movies.
You're not really familiar too much with Giallo films?
I've never seen a Giallo movie.
So the scene in the video store specifically is very it's like lifted out of a
What's up,
Giallo
Brian?
film. So killers with leather gloves, unseen, the cops trying to like all of that. Those elements that's where it gets the flavor of a Giallo movie. So it's almost like a mix of that and like a regular Hollywood, thriller, like a murder thriller or whatever. So I think it was a good battle. I think you would like it if you like some of that stuff.
Yeah, but I want to try a Giallo movie and just see.
Argento, he's like one of the best ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've only
that's it.
seen
They're
D
kind
for
of
Ed.
they're kind of like the same. Argento and Giallo, they seem to be talked hand in hand when
Yeah, that's
when
all
I
he
hear
made.
people talking. They
Yeah.
mention those together.
Yeah.
He almost made only Giallo films. That's why. So
Yeah.
he's good.
But yeah, I dug this movie, and and like you said, I love the way they filmed this. Ty West did an amazing job filming this with the 80s style, much like with X, you had that Technicolor thing with the 70s, and then even Pearl, he did a great job with the way that was filmed. Ty West is amazing. I don't know if I want a 4th movie. I don't think I do. But I want Mia Goth to do something else. I want to see her do something. I don't care if it's a horror movie, but I'd like to see her switch genres up and maybe do something a little bit more dramatic or something like that. Because the way she did in the audition, I would love to see her do something else. I would love to see her get an Oscar nomination. It wouldn't happen if she keeps doing this crap, but if she does like something major, I could see her get an Oscar nomination. As good as she is.
She's talented.
I want
Yeah.
at least 10 movies in this franchise.
I want MaXXXine with 10 X's.
There it is.
All the way across.
What should be the next genre? Because they're all different. What would you
Yeah,
like?
you go
Porn.
the 90s. You go
Back
the
to the
90s.
porn.
guy. Simple as that.
Porn, 90s porn.
Yeah,
90s
back to
porn.
Lots of furious jumping in that.
Lots of
Just make a 90s porn movie.
Mike will be so happy.
angles right here with the,
Oh my God, Dave, put it away.
that's a great head. So,
All right, so how those scores looking?
All right. Way
Yeah.
to segue, hey, Huck. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the scores on MaXXXine. Let's go to the highlights.
Go to the
Hey,
scores.
And Mike, we'll go ahead and start with you. We have 9s for story and visuals, 8s for acting, ending, direction, sound, and genre, 7s for cast. 7 for cast. That's good for you. Trailer and subgenre. Nate has 10s for just about everything. No.
Wow.
Cast, acting, trailer, visuals, direction, and sound. 9s for story and genre and subgenre. And then your lowest is an 8, 1-8 for ending. And which you said, your ending.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Huck, you gave 8. You gave a 9 to acting, 8s to cast, trailer, visuals, direction, and genre, 7s to everything else. Rich gave 10s to cast, visuals, and sound, and then 8 to trailer and subgenre, 7s to everything else.
Rich, wake up. What'd you fall asleep? Oh, he's awake.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening.
Or he's checking his messages.
No.
I gave 10s to cast, trailer, and visuals. I gave a 9. Oh, sorry, and subgenre. I gave a 9 to sound, and then I gave 8s to acting, direction, and I think that's it. And then 7s to everything else.
Ooh.
So great. Hey, what's up, AJ? Good to see you. I think Prince liked it. Yeah, because he says, again, I'm 100.
Perfect score.
So perfect score from Prince. Not quite a perfect score from me, but it's, thousands of movies that I've seen. It's really hard for me to give a perfect score. But let's go to our final scores on MaXXXine. You guys coming in first place. IMDb is giving this 7.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 64%. Audience score 97%. Rich gave it an 81. I gave it an 86. Nate with the highest score at 95. Huck with the lowest score at 77. Mike with a 79. His highest score of the night. Our total average score 83.6, and that takes our number 1 spot.
Ooh,
Wow.
MaXXXine.
Bravo, MaXXXine.
Great job, you guys. So, Rich, do you want to let us know what is coming up next week?
Next week, we got Twisters, which is in movie theaters now. We got Finding Me Falling on Netflix. Freud's Last Session on Netflix. Skywalker's A Love Story on Netflix.
Ugh.
And
Where's your impression, Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
And Knox-
Yeah,
I
it's perfect
jumped
dance.
out after the first.
I kind of took over from
Yeah. Hey, Rich.
and Knox Goes Away on Blu-ray.
Mm. What a selection.
yes,
We-
and
yeah.
and with special guest next week, Tiana
Ooh.
is going to be in the house.
Oh,
Joining
Tiana.
us.
Gotta watch that one.
So that's going to be awesome. Yeah. Oh, that was nice, Mike. I love that
Yeah.
with the hearts. So, but we will take other guests. So if you'd like to be on the show and you're willing to watch all the movies, then you can join us as well. We also have our July 31st show is moved to August 3rd, which is Saturday, because my buddy John from Spirits with Spirits is going to join us and be here that time, and I'm actually going to be out of town for that Wednesday. So August 3rd, we're going to be doing a bunch of movies, including Boy Kills World we just added.
Yeah. Let me read you those movies.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine and whatever that guy is.
Yeah, we got Boy Kills World, Deadpool, Wolverine, Humane, Colors of Evil Red, For Love and Life, and Sting.
I think you made
Sting,
some
the
of those.
spider
you made
one.
some of those
There's a
movies.
spider movie.
Yeah, the spider one. You said you wanted to watch it, so I stuck it in there.
Yep. So I stuck it in there.
Oh, they just sound
Speaking of which,
There
I'm
you go,
not going to.
Rich.
But the cockroaches in Despicable Me 4 kind of scared me a little bit. So
You said you wanted to watch it, so I stuck it in there.
So
There's
I
Rich.
stuck it in.
That's
You
it,
wanted
Rich.
to see it.
Stuck it
Put
in
it
there.
on a t-shirt.
So yeah, you stuck it in there. So congratulations to Jay for getting the code for Major League. Hope you enjoyed that. But I think we're done.
Yeah.
Guys. So much for joining us. for this episode 76 of By the Numbers. Our episode 100 should happen at the end of the year, and I'd love to get like a full panel. So if you guys want to join us for that, definitely keep that in mind. And then we're also prepping for the GFR Awards, our third annual GFR, the Geeks for Faces for Radio Awards. We're going to start talking about nominations and doing that show like at the beginning of next year. So that's also going to be a major show with Geeks and Flicks and Faces for Radio coming together again for the third time.
It should be fun.
Coming together for the
seeing,
third time.
seeing how many times Alex can vote for the same movie. But I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be fun.
But you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Huck, go ahead and shamelessly plug your channel. Let us know what's coming up on your next episodes.
All right, man, this was a lot of fun. I can't believe 6 movies in the theater. I feel very accomplished. A lot of fun. And kudos to Fly Me to the Moon for being so high. I think that was the biggest surprise of the night. But check me out over on Huck's Pop Culture Cafe every Tuesday morning. I do the morning mug that plenty of these guys have been on as co-hosts. And we give you a morning dose of Hollywood news, box office, new releases, all that good stuff. And coming up tomorrow night, we got our Collectors Club where we talk about the recommendations that you guys, our subscribers, gave us. And we had some very interesting picks. I'll say that. So tune in tomorrow night on my channel. Be there, be square.
Nice. Nate, what's going on with you?
All right, let me try to do this quick and remember everything. Okay, this coming Sunday, Geeks and Flicks, we will be live. Our new start time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Alex and I, no guest. It's just the two of us. We're going to be talking some topics. It's going to be fun. It might get, I don't think it's going to be controversial, but it might get. You never know. So we'll see how that goes. Next Monday, I'm over on Mike's channel for the Battle of the Split the Room championship. I've been studying. I hope you guys, everyone else that's playing, brings their A game because I'm trying to win again. Then next Thursday or tomorrow, I'll have my review up for Twisters. I saw that today, so that'll be up. And then next week, of course, I'll have Deadpool and Wolverine as well. So that's everything in the next week that I got going on.
Nice. Mega Mike, what is coming up for you on the Great
question
Channel?
for Huck on tomorrow night's show? Is there going to be more tongue? That's important.
There will not be as much furious jumping as.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay.
But now that you got my face on here, I did want to say I forgot. Tuesday night trivia's back. We're doing 90s trivia next Tuesday night. It's been a long time coming, so please come to that because if no one comes, I'm done. It's so hard to make those.
It's so hard to make those. Yeah,
they're so time and they're a lot of fun to do and play. But I want people to come watch and have fun.
Yeah. I've won one of those.
Great. I know because you're the man. So did Dave.
So did I. I won one of those.
So did Mike. I can look at all these winners here.
Yeah, a lot of winners here.
Speaking of winners,
Mike, what else is going on?
Anyway, I got the spotlight again. Okay, Mega Mike's Movie Man. You love collecting physical media, watching, talking movies, stop on by the channel. I'm on all your socials as well. I post daily, give you something amazing. It just, we'll just come together on something. It'll be wonderful. Okay. So it'll be a good old time. And yeah, I'm good. I just effing nailed that. All you guys can go home. Get out of here.
Yeah, you did.
Crushed it.
Mike drop. All right. You guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure. Tune in next week.
So pleasurable.
What?
Saturday night, our movie news is coming back at 9:00 Central Time.
Right. That's right. Let's bring you in, Rich. Talk about that.
Oh, damn. Wasn't expecting that. Saturday night.
I know. I was going to. Wait. I'm sorry. I did that. No. Go ahead.
It's Saturday night at 9 Central, whatever the other time zones it is. I don't know. Me and Dave are going live with our movie news show.
Killing it. Killing it, Rich.
Great job. All right. So
did Mike just do a spit take in his room? I think he literally did a spit take.
He was dancing around the logo at the top.
That's gonna be
the freaking microphone blocking me. I don't know what's happening. It's too late now. I'm like Lulu now. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on.
That's great. That might end up.
There it is.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome. You guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night. God bless. Take care. Watch movies. All that crap. We'll see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast. Bye, everybody.